It is 3 o'clock. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. The University of Colorado has their pro day today, and the Titans have sent a contingent, including President of Football Operations Chad Brinker, General Manager Mike Borgonzi, and Offensive Coordinator Nick Holes. Brian Callahan isn't present today, but will be at a private workout with Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders and two-way star Travis Hunter next Wednesday. Yesterday, the NFL announced the offseason workout dates for all 32 teams. For the Titans, their first day will be April 22nd. OTA off-seasons workouts on May 27th, 28th, and the 30th. June 2nd and 3rd, as well as the 5th. The mandatory minicamp runs June 10th through the 12th. In Tennessee recruiting news, top transfer portal guard Jacoby Gillespie has committed to Tennessee. The Greenville, Tennessee native played for Maryland in 2024 after transferring from Belmont. Gillespie averaged 14.7 points per game and 5 assists per game with the Terrapins. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Friday edition. Happy Friday to you. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Right, Betsy?
Happy Friday. Let's go.
It is Friday. The Final Four is tomorrow. What do y'all think about that? Florida, Auburn, Houston, Duke. Where are you guys with this? What championship game do you want to see?
Oh.
I think the best championship game, and maybe the most interesting championship game, would be Auburn and Duke to me.
Well, it clearly would be for me.
Yeah. I love the Janai Broome storyline, fighting through the arm injury. He was he's missed practices, but he was at the shoot around today and he had it all wrapped up. But
it looked pretty good from
that guy's
all the
gonna
video.
go.
Oh, no doubt. I think he's been hobbled this entire tournament.
But don't you think that would be the coolest matchup? I mean, aside from your fandom, with all the talk about Janai Broome and Cooper Flagg and who's the best player in the country. Cooper Flagg, by the way, AP Player of the Year named today.
There you go.
The Wooden Award is still out there. I have a vote. I think Janai Broome, honestly, is the best player because of what he means for his team, not only as a player but as a leader.
Vote.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
don't know how I acquired this vote. I just started getting emails.
You've had it for a while, I think.
Yeah, like who in America is like, hey, Brent Doherty is a basketball aficionado. We need to.
Well, I mean, you do watch a lot of it.
I do. I watch a lot of it. But wouldn't that be the best matchup and the most interesting matchup?
Yes.
Auburn has the oldest. Like, Auburn's team is older than 2 NBA teams. I'll give you the details on that a little bit later.
You know what you can't do?
Manufacturer experience.
Damn right.
That's right.
You nailed it.
So,
Coach Mackism.
The other part of it is Cooper Flagg, and I don't think it's discussed enough that he should be a high school senior right now.
Right.
He should be getting ready for prom.
Like he just turned 18.
Yes, and he's not only that, but like he's the most dominant player in college basketball, arguably.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most interesting matchup now because of what Todd Furman said. I bet Houston. Because he said he felt the strongest about that. Houston plus the 5.5. And he said money line. He thinks they're going to win. And Houston's an older team as well, and they are exceptional at defense for sure, and they're top 20 offensively as well, which doesn't get talked about because of their defense. And he said, look, Duke played one top 20 defense since January 1st. It was Clemson. That's their only loss. So, ding, ding.
Silent.
Jackson,
Silence your phone, Mayor.
I know. I needed to ding to silence, and I think it's, let's see what it is. You want to see what it is?
No, I'm sure is it spam?
No, listen. Hi, it's Xfinity Assistant. We're preparing for more storms in your area that may cause network damage or power outages that impact your Xfinity service. Learn how to stay connected here.
Oh, well, thanks, Xfinity. Thanks for Thanks for taking care of us.
Jackson producing the show today.
What up, Smiley?
What about Slay Dog last night on ESPN, man?
I know my brother called me and he was like, your guy was cracking me up.
He's a superstar. And they were giving him crap. Like, Jay Billis kept giving him crap about food and the SEC. And I'm like, those are the two things he loves most.
Yep.
Like, he's not going to back down from that.
You nailed it, Billis. You nailed it. So the one thing I will say, the final dunk competition, like Slay was just waiting to get hyped. And none of them made any of their dang dunks.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, Slay's ready to explode and bring some energy to this thing, and y'all can't even put it through the hole. I was severely disappointed in the level of dunks by
I know, and
guys.
the dunk choices, like there was a guy that tried the same dunk like 5 times and never made it. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you should try something else. Plus, don't you practice those things like a lot?
I'm sure, but it is the big stage, and then you got the timer. And
The thing about Slay that got me the most, and I was not surprised by this at all, nor will you, is that Jay Billis never laughs at anything, and he laughed during the entire thing at Slay.
Like belly laugh.
Yeah. And Billis is like so serious.
Belly laugh. That was funny.
So funny.
Anyway, so I wish that the dunkers would have given him a little bit more to get hyped about in the finale. But anyway.
Colorado Pro Day. By the way, Slay will check in at some point. We've also got Brendan Haywood on today to talk about the Final Four. So we'll do that today. But we've got plenty of time to get your phone calls. What do you think about the Final Four? Which matchup do you want to see in the championship game on Monday? 615-737-1045. Also, Colorado Pro Day today. Superstar wide receiver cornerback Travis Hunter not working out, he said.
What?
Which made me wonder, is that why Callahan didn't go? Like they already knew. But what's funny is they said Brinker wasn't going, but Brinker did go. So Albert Breer said,
keep up the charade.
Albert Breer said today in attendance for the Titans, President of Football Operations Chad Brinker, GM Mike Borgonzi, VP Reggie McKenzie, Offensive Coordinator Nick Holtz, Defensive Coordinator Denard Wilson, and College Scouting Director, and I don't know him, but his name is John Salge, I think, Salge.
Well, guess what? You don't need Callie there.
Callie's going for the individual workout next week.
Fair enough.
Wednesday, April 9th. They will do that. So, yeah, curious on what you think. Like, if the Titans do trade out of number 1 and don't go Cam Ward number 1, which we all think they do, but if they don't, if they trade out, if they get an offer they cannot refuse.
I like how you said that.
Who would you want them to draft? Like, and so that's an open-ended question. So how far down do they go? Like,
right.
Would it be Travis Hunter?
It's interesting, too, because you listen to Blaine on Travis Hunter, and he is not sold on him as a DB at all.
Nope.
And listen, I trust Blaine's opinion when it comes to that position.
Who played defensive back. And then you've got a wide receiver in Kevin Dyson. The last time I talked to him, now this was a while ago, but he was not sold on him as a wide receiver. So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, and go to Todd Furman, who's like, well, guess what? He's not the best corner and he's not the best wide receiver in the draft.
Right.
So what is the value there just because he can do both well and he's an absolute freak of an athlete.
I think he has to be a cornerback with a wide receiver package, right? I mean, because you can't be a wide receiver with a cornerback package. Like, why would I need you to have a cornerback package?
Yeah.
Why would I need somebody part-time that can be out there and give up a touchdown because he didn't have good technique?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's kind of the knock on him at that position.
615-737-1045. Congrats to Chattanooga basketball for winning the NIT last night. 85-84 in overtime versus UC Irvine. They finished 29-9. Chattanooga down there getting it done in the NIT.
Like our Tennessee teams.
Yep. 615-737-1045. You want in? Big Skinny first up today on the Friday edition. Big Skinny, what up?
What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
Hey, good, man. How are you?
Well, I'm good. I was going to call. I love the Slay Dog. Everybody does. I was going to call in and talk to him, but I forgot he's doing all that. He's doing Slay things.
Yeah.
And I I got a proposition for you, Mayor. I say, you got you and Dawn and Big Slay. On the days he's out, you can say Mayor, Dawn, and Big Skinny. How about that?
Big skinny. How are you big skinny? Like, are you really tall, but you weigh like 120?
Well, no, it's a long story. I'm about 6'2", one. I'm about 230 something now, but
okay,
it's a long story. I'd tell that to you some other time. But
6'2", 230 though. You sound like an inside linebacker, man. Might have to draft you.
I hit somebody if you need me to, man.
Yeah.
Just got,
that's all we need over there, man.
Hey, I just want to tell, since my balls are out, I want to tell Babs I'll be pulling for the different color orange for her this weekend. Not Florida, but Auburn.
That's right.
Weekend.
I like it. Are most Tennessee fans rooting for Auburn?
Oh, the hatred for Florida is much stronger than Auburn.
Yes, that
right,
is
Big
true.
Skinny?
Well, does Bruce Pearl have something to do with it? I mean,
absolutely. I love Bruce. I really do. Yeah.
Yep, I love it. Thanks, Big Skinny.
6'2", 230.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, you're weighing in people now.
Yeah.
I love it. 615-737-1045. We've got a lot to get to. If you want to tell us that, like, if they do draft back, which guy would you want? We kind of walked through the Levis value yesterday because of Joe Milton going to the Cowboys for a 5th rounder. So what's the value there for Levis? Do you think he gets traded on draft day? I do. Not draft day. I shouldn't say that. During the draft.
Who, Levis?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I really do.
You're going in on this now.
I am. 615-737-1045. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Johnny says Houston all the way.
No, Johnny. No. By the way, I cannot see your responses in the chat. I cannot respond to the chat today. My personal computer is getting fixed, and Lucas Panzica broke this computer over here.
How did he break a computer?
Jackson?
I don't know how it was broken, but I do know Blaine walked in here this afternoon and it was broken. I blame Lucas 100%.
Well, I texted Lucas Panzica and said, what the hell? You broke the computer at my place, like at my place in the studio. And he said, OMG, is that what Blaine told you? It was down when I got there today. I have the email I sent to Ian to prove it.
That's
Lies.
funny. CR said he just got the same text from Xfinity. Gamer
So
3.
did I
hate Traylon Burks. Just randomly put that in.
Oh.
I was at Dick's Sporting Goods last night, and there are many Traylon Burks jerseys there. I noticed. I almost sent y'all a picture of that. 615-737-1045. By the way, I do have the favorites in the championship game of any of the matchups. Like, who would be favored? I'll tell you when we come back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Want to tell you all about the Zen Sports app because it is the best. The Zen Sports app right here in Tennessee, they're local. It's going to be getting a major upgrade soon, and they'll be launching the new state-of-the-art VIP Play app later this April. And what does that mean for you? It means you're going to be able to bet on more than 200 sports leagues, and you can parlay nearly every single bet offered, period. I'll have my own special same-game parlays featured for you. So will many more of your favorite sports talk hosts right here in Tennessee. So get in while you can and use my promo code DAWNTN to sign up, DAWNTN, to make sure you sign up for Zen Sports and get ready for the new state-of-the-art VIP Play app. Head to zensports.com/VIP Play to learn more and claim that early welcome bonus offer on VIP Play when it launches in Tennessee later this month. Get ready for it. Zen Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. You got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
What's happening, y'all? This is an important message from my good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law. So you're getting these accidents and, you're sitting at home and you're getting bills. They're starting to pile up. You're thinking to yourself, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? How do I attack this? Well, I got something for you. Bart Durham Injury Law, that's where Blair and the family step in. His team will go out and fight for you. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. Why would they stop now? You just need to know this number, 615-242-9000. So while all of this is happening, and if someone calls you while you're sitting there, while these bills are stacking up, they call you after wreck, they're breaking the law. I bet you didn't know that. That's right. They are lawyers. There are lawyers out there breaking the law. Blair and the team at Bart Durham Injury Law, they don't play those type of games. When you make the call, they answer. They're local, trusted, and ready to fight. No gimmicks, just a team that's on your side from the start. So if you or someone you love is ever in a wreck, remember Blair's number, 615-242-9000. That's 615-242-9000. Local, trusted, ready to fight for you.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Visual Comfort or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
They're HL 1045 The Zone. T-Man 615 on YouTube says Lucas put his feet on the computer.
What? Does he sit in my spot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I do.
You don't want to know.
I don't like this.
Why do you have a purple mic condom?
Because that's what,
That's what you've always had?
yeah, that's mine.
Oh. Do you take it with you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have a black one. I usually take it with me, but I forget sometimes. And
Got
Zach
other
sits
people's
here.
bleh on it.
Buck sits here.
Oh, Buck spits a lot when he gets going.
Buck doesn't use your mic, though.
Oh, that's true. He uses this other mic. And he broke it, too. I noticed the other day.
Yeah, and he spilled something over there. He got us the...
Oh, don't say that.
No, he got us... He's the reason we had the email about drinks and food in the studio.
Oh, I haven't seen that email.
Yep, that's on Buck. Oh, yeah, you haven't had access to your work
I
email
do
in a
have
while.
access, but that means me checking it a lot, too, which I don't do. So...
Hey,
If you
no
don't-
judgment here.
If you don't see your work email, does that email actually exist?
Nah.
I mean, people around here, like, they need me to do something and they know they need me to do it, I get a text message. I've just kind of set that bar with work email. Can we go through a day and time where we don't get email? Like, why do we need email anymore? Can't everything be a text message?
Attachments.
Can't you just text an attachment?
Yes,
Email
you can.
Lets you do bigger attachments.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, are you saying...
everybody that deals with me at this station understands that if they want me to see something, they better send me a text.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are you saying bigger is better, Jackson? Is that what you're saying?
Ways.
Okay. Point spreads. You want point spreads? Final four. What matchup do y'all want to see on Monday? 615-737-1045. Tomorrow at 5:09 p.m. Central Time, you got Florida Auburn. I really wish, and I know it's self-serving and it doesn't matter what I think, but I really wish that these games were flipped. I'd rather watch Houston and Duke first
I agree.
and Florida Auburn second.
I agree.
But that's not how it is. So Florida and Auburn at 5:09 p.m. Central. Florida, a 2.5-point favorite. Janai Broome is going to play. He said, I'll be ready to go for Saturday. That was his quote.
You knew he would.
His right arm was wrapped at shoot-around today. He has a hyperextended right elbow. Now, he is left-handed, so there's that. And he still had, what did he have the other day, 26 and 16, something like that?
Well, at the end, I was like, Bruce, take him out. What are you doing? Like, we don't need him to be back in. He's back on the bench. That's fine. Game's in hand. Let's
And it was
call it
funny
a day.
because, like, he was still getting rebounds, but he was getting one-handed rebounds. Did you notice that? It was, like, left-handed rebounds. And then he would get the ball to somebody else, and then he would, like, shake his right arm. I'm like, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, get him out, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bruce? Like, who am I to question your basketball coaching? But, man, risk reward, buddy. So Florida, a 2.5-point favorite over Auburn. The line has not moved since we did discover that Janai Broome will be good to go. I think they created that line knowing that he would play. Houston and Duke, 7:49 p.m. Central. Duke is a 5.5-point favorite. Todd Furman loved Houston in this game, by the way. Our guy in Vegas.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I was a little disheartened by that.
Yes, and his wording was he took it at 5, he took it at 5.5, and he sprinkled the money line. Is how they always say that. Those betting guys. So, national championship game on Monday. What would that look like? Who would be favored in each of the four combinations? So Dawn's Duke Blue Devils against Auburn would be a 6.5-point favorite.
Woo!
That's a point more than they are a favorite over Houston.
That is surprising to me.
Right?
I feel like a lot of it has to do with Janai Broome and his health.
Probably, but it's still surprising to me.
It's high.
That it's that high, yeah.
It's 5.5 over Houston.
5.5 over Houston, yes. I'm trying to find my info on... Oh, there's my ad for Xfinity today. Oh, Auburn. Auburn's starting 5. Average age, 23.2. Their average age is north of 23 years old. They're starting 5. Older than the Wizards in the NBA.
Mean, you normally graduate college at 22, right? Like, this is crazy.
Older than the Wizards, who averaged 21.2 in the NBA, and the Hawks at 22.6. Most recent starting lineup. So Auburn is would not even be the youngest team in the NBA. So Miles Kelly's 22 years old. Denver Jones is 24 years old. Chad Baker-Mazara, who has kept himself intact thus far, he's 25. He's the most volatile guy out there, and he's the oldest dude. And he's coming back next year. He's going to be 26 out there playing. Dylan Cardwell, 23 years old. Janai Broom, 22. That's the Auburn lineup. So potential Monday matchups. Duke would be a 6.5-point favorite over Auburn. Duke would be a 4.5-point favorite over Florida. So Duke's favored pretty healthily over either matchup.
Pretty heavily.
Heavily, yeah. Well, they're a healthy favorite. I guess I could have said it that way.
That sounds better.
Over any either team in a potential matchup. With regard to Houston would be favored over Auburn by 1.5. So Auburn is an underdog no matter who they play on Monday, if they make it there. Florida, also a 1.5-point underdog to Houston. So Florida would be an underdog to either one of these teams. That's why it would have made sense for, do you reseed? Because if either team in the late game would be favored over either team in the first game, shouldn't they like flop them and play each other? Like, so Duke should play Florida, Houston should play Auburn, and then you play the matchup? I don't know. I mean, some sports reseed, but that's what we got coming up on Monday. By the way, Mark Mariani will be in here on Monday. Looking forward to that. Slay Dog will be back on Tuesday. Davenport will be here on Tuesday, so all three of us here on Tuesday. 615-737-1045 is the number, 615-737-1045. Tennessee lands one of the highest-rated guards in the portal, Maryland transfer point guard. We told you about him, Jacoby Gillespie. Gillespie has committed to Tennessee. He started all 36 games at Maryland this season, averaging 15 points and 5 assists while averaging almost 32 minutes per game. He shot 45.3% from the floor, 40.7% from three, made almost 90 threes this year. So Tennessee gets somebody in the portal. They need a lot more. They've still got like 5 scholarships open for portal guys.
I mean, they're not the only ones, though. I
know.
Like, I know I see people being like, oh, this, portal, it's so hard when you're not a, Power 5 SEC team and this and that. I'm like, it's hard for everybody. I mean, IU has 0 people on their roster right now in basketball. 0. Like, all of these teams are going to have to completely rebuild rosters. It's crazy.
I mean,
it's a crazy way.
Auburn will.
Auburn will, yeah.
Outside of Baker-Mazara.
Exactly. It is such a hard time to be a college coach right now. It's just different. Your job has just changed. It's different. Like, I look at the Izzos and the Kelvin Sampsons and, the guys, even the Rick Barnes that have been here forever, have been in the game forever, like prior to, this NIL transfer portal stage. And I just wonder how much can you love this version of it? I just think it makes their job even harder. I mean, I look at football just outside of basketball, right? Basketball, you have less players that you have to fill. Like, you can get 2 transfer portal guys and all of a sudden your entire team is transformed, right?
Yeah.
Not really the case in football unless it's a quarterback.
I think, obviously the day and time where we kind of romanticize, your favorite team or whatever, and you get to know players over the course of their career and you watch them grow and all these things, that's done.
It's kind of out the door.
Basically.
Yeah.
But for Tennessee, so Meshack and Ziegler, they stayed and they were there, but there's so many 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
And so every roster is different. And so now you look in, like back in the day, you would know what Tennessee's roster was next year right now because you would have the commitments and the guys coming back, and that was basically it. But now it's like you have no idea. So you follow the portal, which can be exciting to a lot of people. But I think that
or tedious.
Yeah, I think some people like that. I think other people like the day and time where you watch the guy grow and you watch the guy develop and you watch the guy play 4 years at a school or maybe 5. You know what I mean? And that day is gone. And now you're right. It's tremendous amount of pressure on coaches to rebuild this thing every year. Because think about it. It's like, okay, from a Tennessee perspective, yeah, they needed a veteran point guard. They got one. Okay. They need, Boswell's there for depth. They need shooting guard. Like, they need shooters. They need a stretch four. They need somebody to do the dirty work like Dubar did. Like, they need to fill all of these roles. So if you fill all but one of those roles, you're still stuck, right? Mm-hmm. And then you see what happened to Florida State by betting on the wrong quarterback. I mean, their problems went deeper than that, but that was the main one. They thought DJU would be the guy, and they just keep rolling and all those things. And
that was a disaster.
And, man.
I mean,
they lost to Memphis, which we called. We all called that game early in the season.
I mean, it happened at UCF, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be tough because, like, as a fan, you're gonna have to ride the wave. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because Rick Barnes has been able to do it 2 years in a row and his staff, but do they get it done this year? It's a different time, that's for sure. Colorado Pro Day is today. I don't know the timing on that. Jackson, have you been able to find anything?
Yeah, so Travis Hunter ran some routes with Shadur while he was throwing.
Okay. So he had said that he wasn't going to participate, but he did leave the door open to maybe change his mind. So I guess he changed his mind a little bit. Or maybe Shadur did.
A receiver who could go day 2, day 3, ran a 4.4 at the Pro Day.
There you go.
Their sack leader, BJ Green, ran a 4.57.
Okay. Coach Prime.
Talk to me now.
Just got that big extension, too. It's funny, like, remember like a month and a half ago, Chris Lowe just kind of said, I'd be surprised if he was back.
Yeah.
And he is with a bigger contract.
Well, for now.
Right. So all that told me was, like...
It could be a bigger contract, so Colorado's taken care of when somebody buys him out.
Chris Lowe doesn't just say flipping things either. So,
ever.
So that...
And he's like 99.99% correct on everything he says.
All that was, I'm guessing, is that Deion's people were putting feelers out there, and that's kind of where that was. But I think you're right. I think they gave him a new deal to cover themselves better, also to give him more money. So that's where it is. Should we read into Brian Callahan not being there at the Colorado Pro Day? 615-737-1045. Now, they will have a private workout with him on April 9th. Your hand is up, Don Davenport.
Should you, as Brian Callahan, read into the fact that you are not on the schedule to go to Pro Day?
Why would he not be there, is my question. Like, what is he doing today that is more important than going to a Pro Day for 2 potential first-round picks?
I mean, were they like, nah, we're good. We don't need you.
I mean, it's...
Now I'm just starting the rumor mill.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, he can easily say, and this is what they are saying, like, we're having a private workout with him next Wednesday.
Which I get.
Right, but if that were true, then why are all these other people there? Like, it's important for them to be there, but not you to be there? Mm-hmm. That's where it's weird for me. Like, what is Brian Callahan doing right now? BC, if you're out there, call us and let us know. 615-737-1045. In attendance for the Titans today in Colorado, Boulder. Have you ever been to Boulder? It's kind of a weird place, but it's beautiful.
I think I've flown in there, but I'm trying to remember if I've covered a Colorado game. I don't think I have.
Folsom Field.
I have not.
So when you drive out of Boulder and you're going toward Denver, it's so bizarre how flat it is out there because you think Rocky Mountains, but they're right up against the Rockies, right? Mm-hmm. But it's so flat. So, like, you drive out of Boulder, and the first sign you see for Denver, or the first sign that I noticed, said Denver 55 miles, and it looks like it's right there, like from us to the Gulch. Like, that's how flat it is. And it said 55 miles, and it's right there. Jackson, you're cracking me up with the pink headphones that don't work again.
Me and Bert both.
Yeah, but Bert's not here. I'm not looking at him.
Why don't y'all just buy a pair of headphones on Amazon?
We both have headphones. We just keep leaving them at home and using these.
Uh-oh.
Mine are sitting on my desk right now.
Have you heard from Zeph?
I'm glad I can help.
Have you heard from Zeph at all? He's getting married tomorrow.
We talked on the phone this morning. He's doing well.
Is he stressed, and did he finish his vows?
I did not ask those two questions. I figured I would let him.
See, these are dudes, right? Like, of course you would have asked that question.
The phone call was probably about 3 minutes long. Most of us.
What did y'all talk about?
We messed with each other for about 2.5 minutes. I had one question about whose live was whose in the log, and then we hung up.
Was it Comcast?
No, it was USS.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Waterproofing, man. Everybody needs that right now. United Structural System, call them. USSTN.com. I will tell you about them in just a little bit. But, yeah, your conversation. So the wedding didn't come up, the vows, like, because he was here on Wednesday. That was his last day before the wedding. And he said he had to get to 1.5 to 2 minutes on the vows, and he was at about a minute.
I told him I was excited to see him tomorrow, and we're gonna have a good time. That was about the extent of wedding talk.
Do you want to pull up the weather forecast for Shelbyville?
I'm scared.
Vandy Man AD2 said, is Zeph catering the wedding with Cracker Barrel? I asked him if he still worked at Cracker Barrel the other day, and he said,
not really.
Not really. That was his answer.
No, he's gone.
He just said he told him to take him off the schedule, which they have, and he hasn't been put back on. So that's kind of where we are there. But, like, if you're Brian Callahan, wouldn't you be there? That makes me think, like, what is going on? Like, what did he have to do today? It must have been something important.
I don't know, Mayor.
What else? I mean, if you're just going to
there is
sit around and play video games or something.
Very obvious reality of the fact that the new GM did not hire him as the head coach.
Oh, you're going to bring that in.
I'm just saying.
And the new GM is there.
Yes.
Huh. So
that's a lack of collaboration if I've ever seen it.
Are you saying that maybe the GM likes Shador and Callahan likes Cam Ward?
Absolutely not.
Are you throwing that out there?
No. I am not throwing that out there. There's no way that can be feasible, right? There's no way.
I mean, I always love the story about the Jay Cutler, Matt Leinart, Vince Young draft.
Yeah.
Where the owner loved Vince Young. VY is my guy. Fishbone loved Matt Leinart, and Floyd liked Jay Cutler. How about that situation?
1, 2, 3. Owner, GM, head coach, all wanted a different quarterback.
I always thought Jay Cutler in that draft because, the owner. I always thought Jay Cutler in that draft because he played at Vanderbilt, and he had to fit the ball in such tight windows.
Right.
At Vanderbilt, that was already like NFL ready, and he had the arm and all those things. But, there
was no way that Bud was not taking VY.
No way.
No way.
Texas star, yeah.
Yep.
No way. I mean, Cutler had the best career out of the three of them. Certainly longer, and got the big contract with Chicago. Then played in Miami after he retired. Remember that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, not that was really hard. I mean, I know VY started it off with a bang with the Rookie of the Year and whatever else, but right after that, I mean, year 2, he was done.
615-737-1045. University of Tennessee holding a scrimmage. We'll talk about that next. 3HL, if you want in, 615-737-1045. If you have waterproofing issues with your house, and God knows with all this rain, you may be in that situation, We've got the answer with United Structural Systems, USS, keeping homes dry and stable. Check them out online, USSTN.com, or give them a call, 615-488-7855. Some of the symptoms for waterproofing issues, maybe you have standing water in your crawl space, musty odors or floor joists with wood rot, cracks in basement flooring, hardwood floors, cupping. Your house may be trying to tell you something. Waterproofing issues, again, USSTN.com. When USS comes to your house, you're getting problem solvers who provide peace of mind to their customers, the homeowner. You're not getting someone who is worried about meeting a sales quota or upselling the next big thing, but someone there to educate you and help you understand what's happening with your home. At USS, their only measure of success is how satisfied their homeowner is, and they've got more than 30,000 100% satisfied residential customers, and you can check them out again, USSTN.com. If you do have some foundation repair or waterproofing work done, you also have the peace of mind knowing that USS provides an honest diagnosis and stands by their work and warranties. Homeowners trust USS, keeping homes dry and stable. We guarantee our best. Call USS serving Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, and Western Kentucky. All this rain coming this weekend. Keep this website handy. Maybe put it on a note on your refrigerator, USSTN.com, or 615-488-7855. That's USSTN.com. Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Slay Dog will check in a little while. He's got SEC network responsibilities. With the Final Four coming up, he is in San Antonio. He said the trip did get a little better. Remember, he checked in at first and said San Antonio he's going to put on the Nathaniel Cities list. But then he actually went down to the Riverwalk, which is where everyone says you need to go.
I was going to say, I felt like he couldn't
Judge.
Couldn't judge until he hit the Riverwalk.
His first night there, he tried to go out to get something to eat at like 10 o'clock or something, and everything was closed, he said. And so he ended up at some pizza joint paying a lot of money for pizza. And so he was kind of upset about it all. But then he did find this is all Slay needs. Give him a steak and a cigar, and he's good. So he found Ruth's Chris and a cigar place on the Riverwalk, and he was much better. So he said he was going to analyze everything. The one thing I know about San Antonio that everyone always tells me that, after they go there is that the Alamo is way smaller than you think it was or is. And then they put it on, they were coming back from break and they put like a video shot of the Alamo. And then I looked at it, I was like, yeah, that building is small. Why do we think it's so massive in our head?
I don't know, because it's such a big story.
Yeah. Remember the Alamo? It's there. He said he wasn't going to go because there's a mall near the Alamo, but the mall wasn't very good, so he wasn't going to go. So he's going to check in a little later. Brendan Haywood coming up at 4 o'clock to break down the Final Four. 615-737-1045. Why is Callie not in Colorado when everybody else is? What do you think he's doing? A lot of people are weighing in on the Evan and Bank chat, and if you want to watch the show live, you can. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Jolin says he's got ingrown toenail removal today. That's descriptive and also painful and hopefully not. Let's see. Taylor says he's in Cairo, maybe. I don't know where that came from. Jolin also says Callie getting ready for Zeph's wedding tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. I like that one. I will say this, though. Once draft hits, like, coaches really don't have a break, right? You have what, like a week in there? And they might not have a break at all because you've got rookie camp, you've got, there's all the things. I don't know.
Right,
it's
but
all
don't you
in
sign
my
up for that?
calendar. Well, okay, but at some point you need some kind of a break.
Like, is that a normal job where they're like, okay, this year you qualify for 25 days off? Yeah. Like, is that like the kind of job it is?
I don't think
doubt
so.
it.
I mean, there's no days off during football season, obviously.
What about college football guys?
There's none. There is no break because you are constantly recruiting. I heard the conversation again this morning about getting rid of the spring portal time in college football because it's just hard.
It's about to start up.
Yep.
Yeah, Crimea River. Those guys are making millions. Now,
maybe Callie stayed like Buck did in
Palm Beach
and did a couple extra days of vacay at the beach. How about that?
James says on YouTube, you're off. Fisher wanted Cutler. Yeah, I one of them wanted Liner, one of them wanted Cutler. I couldn't remember, but I think that's true.
So it was Fish that wanted Cutler?
I went Fisher with Liner because of the USC thing, but Florida. So that's why I said that. But yeah, that definitely could be true.
Regardless, it was somebody different for all three.
All three of them. Yeah. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045 on Twitter. Yeah, the spring transfer portal thing, I think it's the 16th through the 25th. Mm-hmm. But you can't transfer like SEC to SEC in this window, but all the coaches hate it. All the coaches hate the second window. And so they're trying to create a situation where they've got one.
Which I get, but then on the other hand, I also get it for the players. Like in the spring, if you know that there's somebody that's beating you out and you want to go somewhere where you can play, you know what I mean?
Yeah. College football assistant coach is a tough job. I remember when James Franklin was here.
Low tier assistant coach. Oof.
When James Franklin was here, I heard.
It is April 16th, closes April 25th, by the way.
Boom, I was right.
Yep.
I heard from someone on the staff, multiple people on the staff. It's kind of a tough situation because, like, in that situation, James would stay till like 7 o'clock one night. He would stay to like midnight another night, and you never knew as an assistant coach, and you couldn't leave until he left. So, like, think about being at home and you're a family member of this person, and you have no idea when they're going to be home that night.
Could be home at 5, could be home at 3 a.m.
Yeah. and they couldn't leave until he left. So literally when Franklin would leave.
Is that why he always loses assistants?
I don't know. Well, a lot of them went from Vanderbilt to Penn State. Remember?
Not a lot. Some of them did.
Yeah. And
yeah, and guess what? They lasted like a year and they were out.
I know one guy that's still there. Been there the whole time. Oh, I forget his name. I'll have to look at my phone. Good dude. Anyway, but there would be like a stream of cars that would leave the Vanderbilt complex after.
All at the
like 5 minutes
as
after
soon
he
as
left.
coach leaves, then it was like everybody's out.
So Franklin should have gotten wind of that and just like circled the block and come back. And then like the next day be like, hey man, where were y'all? I just went to go get a Tahitian treat. I'm back.
Gosh. That you should trust in your staff enough that they will do whatever job they have to do, whether they're in the building or not, or whatever times,
Yep.
That's I hope he's evolved from that.
Tennessee will hold their final scrimmage on Monday in advance of the orange and white game, which is coming up. VolQuest pointed out today that freshman wide receiver Travis Smith has been impressive, and quarterback Jake Merlinger. Remember we met him at the On3 thing when he was coming out of high school?
Yeah.
In the Gulch. They said quarterback Jake Merklinger has made a jump, like a significant jump. He changed his grip on the ball and like all kinds of things. So he has looked good. The second transfer portal, here it is open April 16th through the 25th, and you cannot transfer SEC to SEC in this window. It's funny, man. You start to see these basketball transfer stories, and it's like multiple guys are going back to a school they already have been to.
Mm-hmm.
Grass is greener thing. Not always greener.
What do you think the answer is to the transfer to the portal rules?
Well, don't you need some sort of government controlling it?
Something.
There's nobody controlling it.
Yeah.
And so the NCAA will try to pass rules, but then it always gets shot down.
Well, by the way, did you see the NCAA nixed the Syracuse Colorado spring matchup?
Yes.
What a bunch of jerks.
So if you don't know that story, Deion Sanders tweeted out, hey, we'd love to, as a part of our spring game, we would love to play someone else, basically, and then practice with them for, I think it was like a 3-day thing that he wanted. Mm-hmm. And so your guy at Syracuse, Coach Fran
Brown,
on Twitter, quote tweeted and said, we're in, let's go, blah, blah, blah. And the NCAA
and
goes.
it just went everywhere.
Yeah. And so like other coaches were like, man, that's a great idea.
It's like joint practices for the NFL. Exact same thing.
You
can script it. You can do exactly what you want. You can work on different situations and play against somebody other than yourself. And the NCAA was like, no, that just makes too much sense. Let's just, let's go ahead and, try and govern something. Jerks. Bunch of jerks.
Michael on Twitter, Fish wanted Liner and loved him. That's what I said. Floyd Reese wanted Cutler. So I don't know. It's really not important. The important thing is what Don said, is that all three of them wanted all three different guys.
Who gives a Shiano?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Vandy Man AD2, Tahitian treat. Those were the bombs. Yes, they were. Yeah. I don't know. Like, who's that guy? Michi? My guy Michi? That played at Ohio State, then went to South Carolina, then went back to Ohio State, now is going back to South Carolina. So he's going to go 6 years and play for two different schools multiple times.
And back and
forth. Back, forth and forth.
You think they just keep his locker?
Yeah. Don't worry, he'll be back. I don't know. I do like, what are the fictional things that y'all think Callie is doing today? Most creative answer is the best. Maybe he is studying radar for the National Severe Weather guys, and he's going to help them out.
Listen, those guys are probably exhausted at this point, and there's another round coming.
Yeah.
Isn't there? I think there's a tornado watch right now.
Maybe he's
Williamson County. I just got a text.
Maybe
Not
he's
warning. Watch.
Maybe he's tending bar at Kane Prime or something. Maybe he is. Maybe he's a window cleaner on like a scaffolding thing on a skyrise downtown.
You know what? Maybe he's taking his family to go get pictures at all the murals around downtown Nashville. The Angel Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's driving a pedal tavern today. Want to hang out with the Woo Girls. 615-737-1045. Hit us up on the Evident Bank Chat. You can do it by watching the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. When we come back, we'll talk about the Final Four. Former North Carolina star and NBA champion Brendan Haywood joins us. Thanks to our friends at Bet Online. Talk about the Final Four. That's next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, man? Brentwood Jewelry, BrentwoodJewelry.com. You need to hustle on over there. Why wouldn't you? Because when it comes to exceptional styles and the deals that they bring, it's been happening every day. How long, Slay? For over 50 years. I'm telling you that right now. 7012 Church Street East, located smack dead, boom, in the middle of Brentwood, the heart of it, just off Franklin Road. So you want to go get involved in this engagement? Let me give you 3 things you're going to look for. First, you're going to ask your partner how involved they want to be in choosing the ring. Second, discuss the expectations, not just what style of ring or cut of the diamond. Talk about other expectations too, like the proposal. See, these are things that Zeph knew walking into it. That's why he's on his way. That's why a guy like Will Lee Bowling is on his way. Now, if she wants to be involved, stop by Brentwood Jewelry to browse for rings together and get valuable feedback. If she wants to be surprised, start a conversation, and Brandon and them will take care of it, kind of like your boy did. You get that? Exceptional style, exceptional deals every single day for over 50 years. It won't stop. It's BrentwoodJewelry.com.
It is 4:01. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. University of Colorado Pro Day today, and the Titans have sent a heavy contingent, including President of Football Operations Chad Brinker, General Manager Mike Borgonzi, Offensive Coordinator Nick Holtz. Brian Callahan isn't present today, but will be at a private workout with Colorado quarterback Shadur Sanders and two-way star Travis Hunter next Wednesday. In Tennessee recruiting news, top transfer portal guard Jacoby Gillespie has committed to Tennessee. The Greenville, Tennessee native played for Maryland in 2024. After transferring from Belmont, Gillespie averaged 14.7 points per game and 5 assists per game with the Terrapins. In college baseball, the number 1 ranked Tennessee Vols baseball team begins their 4th SEC series against Texas A&M tonight in a rematch of last season's College World Series finals. First pitch is set for 6 p.m., and you can catch that game right here on The Zone. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
We've got our friend Brendan Haywood on with us now, former North Carolina Tar Heel, NBA champ, now broadcaster. Brendan coming on courtesy of betonline.ag. And you can check out BetOnline, online for the most up-to-date game lines, futures, and props on the Final Four. Brendan, here we go, man. All number 1 seeds. Is this the way that you want it, all chalky like this?
I love it. At this time of year, I want to see the best teams playing. I want to see them playing at a high level. I think we're going to get that in this tournament. All number 1 seeds. Some people don't like it, but I'm here to tell you it's good for the game. At the end of the day, Cinderellas are fine, but you rather have the star power, the big-name guys playing at the end of the year. The numbers always indicate that.
Well, and it seems like a popular topic, obviously, is the lack of Cinderellas this year. You get to the Sweet 16, and only 1 seed higher than a 6 was Arkansas, and they were there. But it's interesting to see the college basketball world kind of change with NIL, but more importantly, I think with the transfer portal. How do you come down on all this? Because I know fans of teams are seeing like basically 1-year contracts and flipped rosters year to year in some cases. Houston's different. We can talk about that, but what do you think about the college basketball landscape now with the transfer portal and just rotating these rosters?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I definitely think the guys should be paid. I think guys have been paid for a long time. I'm okay with the transfer portal. Some people don't like it, but you know what? Coaches can leave at any time.
That's right.
And they don't have to sit out a year. So I think players should be afforded the same luxury. And to the point of Cinderellas, yes, it's going to be a lot harder for Cinderellas. Their best players are getting poached. So what makes some of these Cinderella teams good is you have a guy like that's a really good player. He's been playing at your school for 3 to 4 years, and now he gets to play in a tournament, and he's already good. He has 3 to 4 years experience, and now he's taking on some big shot freshman that's only 19 years old that hasn't been through the same level of fire that he has, and it's a different ball game in the tournament. So those guys, the Cinderellas don't have those as much now. Those guys are transferring; they're being poached by the bigger schools, and it's all. Like I said, I think it's still good for the game to me. I like it.
Now you've got a player that's going back to South Carolina. He was at Ohio State for a couple of years, went to South Carolina, went back to Ohio State, now going back to South Carolina. Michi getting all he wants out of the college basketball world, but that's just kind of where we are. I'm with you, man. I think it's actually kind of fun to kind of try to figure out how these rosters are going to be constructed and the pressure that it puts on the coaches to come up with their plan. Like Tennessee, for example. Tennessee probably needs a veteran point guard, right? Like they need a couple of outside shooters. They need a stretch four. Like they have so many needs, and you got to fill all the holes to get back where you want to get.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the coaches have to work harder than ever now. You got, not only do you have to recruit high school kids, and you got to go into the transfer portal, then you got to recruit your own guys and make sure other schools aren't poaching some of your players that didn't play but so many minutes that are unhappy. It's a different ball game now, and we're seeing it, and we're seeing it happen at the highest levels. And a lot of coaches are tapping out. A lot of the old coaches, they didn't want to deal with this. You got to work a lot harder now. You can't just walk in and say, "Hey, We're Duke, we're Carolina, we're UCLA or whatever school it is. We're Kansas. They like kids like, nah, man. Nah, I need more than that. I need to know what you're going to do for me, how I'm going to be marketed, what's my NIL, what type of all these things, what's my role going to be. So coaches have to work a lot harder now in the college basketball landscape, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, and it provides opportunities for guys that might be at a lower level, and I mean, the NBA is going to find you, but it's certainly easier on the bigger stage. I'm curious, as a former North Carolina Tar Heel, you have to put your analyst hat on and follow this incredible Duke team, and they're favored by 5 against Houston. They would be favored over Florida or Auburn. So this Duke team with a kid that should be a senior in high school is just incredible.
Yeah, Duke's they're definitely the favorites this season when you look at the fact that they're top 5 in offensive and defensive efficiency, which means they can beat you in any style. They can beat you in a game that's in the 90s, but they can also beat you in a game that's in the 60s. And you have the best player in college basketball, the number 1 pick, and he plays so hard on both ends. I mean, I wish I could say something bad about this Duke team being a Carolina guy, but I can't. They are really, really good. This is one of the best Duke teams that they've ever assembled. It starts with Cooper Flagg, but it's just not Cooper Flagg.
Right.
Knuckle, his shooting ability, he competes defensively. You look at what Malawatch brings in on the back. Even if you do find a way to get by Cooper Flagg, Malawatch is on the backside cleaning everything up. I mean, they just have depth, size, versatility. And when you have high-level players, when you have like 3 lottery picks playing that hard on both ends of the court, those teams normally do well.
Brendan Haywood here, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for the most up-to-date game lines, futures, and props in the Final Four. Matching up against the Houston Cougar team, that's fun to watch, man. I mean, the way they get after it on defense, and it kind of starts there, but don't sleep on their offensive efficiency either. This is a really good Houston team that basically just had to win 2 road games in Indianapolis, and now in the Final Four, just up the road in San Antonio. Can they hang? Are they good enough defensively to get out on those Duke shooters and maybe get some arms up underneath too?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they have to make it their type of game. This game needs to be played in the 60s.
Yeah.
They got to slow it down, make it a rock fight, pressure Cooper Flagg, get into his ball handling. When he's at the top of the key dribbling, force him to turn his back to the defense. Those are the little things that they have to do, and this team is equipped to do that. They have to challenge these guys, get up into their shirts, really, really challenge them and force them to take tough shots. And that's what Houston does. We watched what Houston was able to do to Tennessee. I mean, they systematically took those guys apart brick by brick. It was easy work. And Duke is going to be a different type of challenge, but I think that that Houston is up for that.
Let's hit the other matchup, Florida and Auburn. They met earlier in the season, Florida winning at Auburn, so there is that revenge factor here for Auburn. Also, the health concerns about Janai Broome in terms of where this Auburn team is. Florida comes in, everybody knows their story. They're so deep and they're so long down low. How do you break up this matchup?
I like Florida in this matchup. I think that Broome's health being questionable definitely plays into it. Mm-hmm. I like this Florida team I love how Clayton Jr. is playing. I love his clutch ability. I love his demeanor. You never know if this guy's got 33 or just 3. He has that cool, calm demeanor. I like that. And then from a offensive rebounding standpoint, Florida is top 5 in offensive rebounding. They get a lot of extra shots, and that matters. You're in a close game, and you get a couple of shots, you miss some shots, but your bigs can get you those extra possessions and get you those clean looks. It almost always seems like you get a good look at a 3 after an offensive rebound. That's the difference between winning and losing. I like Florida.
So you're thinking maybe Florida-Duke in that championship game?
I'm thinking Florida-Duke, yes.
Yeah.
That's how my bracket is. I got Florida versus Duke, and my heart won't let me pick Duke to win. So I got Florida winning. But I'm here courtesy of Bet Online.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make a bet, my wallet would say go bet on the lottery picks, bet on the Duke Blue Devils. That's what my wallet would say. But my heart is going to have me picking Florida.
So if Duke loses, does your phone just blow up with former Tar Heels saying ha ha ha?
Oh yeah.
if they lose my phone, we have an incredible group chat.
You do?
Like with UNC guys. I mean, from all different like eras.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Antoine Jameson, the Jerry Stackhouse, Sam Perkins, like we have Maktar Njai, like we have all Kenny Smith. So we go from all spectrums. So that chat will light up. Unfortunately, I have another group chat with Grant Hill in it, and he has been quite unruly this year. And so if Duke does win, that group chat will light up as well, and it won't be nearly as fun.
That is hilarious. We need to figure out a way to get Slay to infiltrate that thing, man. that Tar Heel chat.
If Duke wins, I'm gonna delete myself off of the group chat with Grant Hill. I'm gonna get out of here.
Brendan Haywood with us, as he said, courtesy of Bet Online. You can check out Bet Online for the most up-to-date game lines, futures, and props on the Final Four. Speaking of Slay, he was just telling this story the other day because we had a little trash talking going on between Tennessee and Kentucky, and he told the story about his Tennessee Vols in the Sweet 16 against your North Carolina Tar Heels, and he said, man, the locker rooms were together, so we were all together before the game in the tunnel, and he said, you know what idle time does? And he said, I had to. I just had to run my mouth.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, he was bouncing, had his headband on, talking trash. I was just looking at him, all right, this what you want, huh? Okay.
That was a great game with a lot of great players, man.
Like I said, man, I wasn't even worried about it. So I told you, man, I've been on this show before. It was Tony Harris for me. I ain't like that Tony Harris.
You did say that. I forgot about that.
Oh, my God. I couldn't stand it.
That's funny.
He was so rude. Because we were McDonald's All-Americans together. He was so rude to me. Oh, my God. I couldn't stand that kid. Couldn't stand him.
Well, you got it done that night, unfortunately, for a lot of our listeners remembering that game.
Laughs best.
Yes.
Ha-ha, Tony Harris.
I love it. Brendan, always good to catch up with you, man. It's going to be a fun Final Four, that's for sure, and we're looking forward to it. Brendan, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for the most up-to-date game lines, futures, and props on the Final Four. Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Can you take the power of your home internet almost anywhere? Well, with Xfinity, you sure can. You can do more of what you love in the places you go the most with internet and mobile together. Xfinity built a network that is 99.99% reliable. Plus, Xfinity Mobile has Wi-Fi Power Boost, giving you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go so that you can get that network in the places you need it most, like maybe at the coffee shop in the morning or a grocery store line or while you're in the middle of watching a game, all to power more of what you love, whether you're a gamer, you're streaming, or you work from home. Whatever you're into, you will love how fast you can do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile together. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year with no annual contract and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Plus, ask how to get a free premium 5G phone. Just visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes, fees extra after promo regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
3HL 1045, the Zone Friday edition. Y'all did it, y'all. Y'all did it, y'all. Babsy's here.
I'm here.
Are you here?
I'm here. Let's go.
I know you got pulled away during that conversation with Haywood, but he's really good. Really good. Great player. Played in that Sweet 16 game against Tennessee, North Carolina and Tennessee. And Slade told the story the other day, and I mentioned it to Haywood, but he said the locker rooms were in the same tunnel for some reason. They all were standing in the same tunnel, and everybody was all quiet. So Slade was like, idle time, man. I did what I do. Ran my mouth. He goes, probably didn't help anything.
Shocker. Probably didn't help at all, but I am not surprised.
That a lot of people think that team was the best Tennessee team.
Really?
Yeah, and they fell short in that game, but that they could have.
Well, I mean,
Slay
has said that.
Yeah, he thinks they would have won it all if they would have won that game.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. You want in Friday edition? We can talk about anything.
I do have a random shout out breaking college football news.
What you got?
Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah.
And his wife, L'Oreal Sarkisian, announced the birth of their baby today. Baby boy.
The dingo ate your baby.
Yes. His wife said, put a picture. I'm not sure anybody even knew that she was expecting. Like, I think that they've hidden all of this.
I wouldn't know that.
I did see a picture like late in the postseason where I was like, I wonder. I couldn't tell if it was her skirt or if she was like showing a little bit. But anyway, so she said, he's arrived and our hearts are so full of love and gratitude, embracing these first days quietly, resting, adjusting, and soaking in every little moment has been amazing. Thank you for your love and for respecting this sweet time of privacy. So a little boy for the Texas football head coach, which is why he apparently missed Texas spring practice on Sunday, and people were wondering why. Well, that's why.
So
I think that's a good excuse, right?
Is that Callahan's excuse?
Oh, my gosh. Callahan's wife's probably like, hold on.
I want all of the creative fake answers as to why Brian Callahan is not with Chad Brinker, Mike Borgonzi, Reggie McKenzie, Nick Holtz, Denard Wilson, and John Salget at Colorado's Pro Day. I want all the creative fake answers. Somebody wrote us and said he's getting his ingrown toenail fixed. I'm like, out of all of the things, you come up with that. That's disgusting. By the way,
kind of funny, though.
Steve Sarkisian just turned 51.
Yeah.
Going to be rolling around with a baby.
Older father. Hey, listen, my husband's an older father. I'm an older mother.
You were geriatric.
I was. That is the worst, stupidest word ever. It's the dumbest way to describe a pregnancy. I mean, can we change the word? Change the word. Change the phrase. Oh, you're geriatric. Yeah, I feel like I got to walk in here on my walker to get my pregnancy blood test.
Well,
right, Callie? It is.
Like, what are the other things Callie could be doing? He's having like a solo balloon ride with like wine and cheese by himself.
He probably wants that right now looking at his roster.
He's helping a friend move. How about that?
Yeah.
Why is he not in Colorado and all of them are? 615-737-1045. If you have a fake answer, I'd love to hear it.
Maybe he's hanging out with Will Levis in California.
You think that's what Callie's in Cali?
Callie's in Cali.
Jackson, did you say the Cleveland Browns have like everyone in the organization there?
The owner, GM, assistant GMs, executive vice presidents, head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I think they actually brought the janitor with him, just everybody.
Okay. Do you want to do anything in the way that the Cleveland Browns do things?
I don't know, but taking the janitor would be great.
The answer is no.
Next place we go, we need to take Van with us. That would be fun. I love that dude. Myanmar, that's where he's from. Eki Bop told me.
Oh, Myanmar. That's right. Okay.
It used to be Burma. Remember I told you?
Burma, that's what it was.
I told you it was something that you would recognize,
yes.
but
yes.
Anyway, yeah, Van doesn't do well with the tornadoes. I don't think they have tornadoes in Myanmar.
Well, he doesn't even pay attention to it.
He did the other night. It scared him.
Oh.
He slept through the first round several days ago, but then the one a couple nights ago, And then when I left yesterday, they had a tornado warning like in western South and West Williamson County. And I told him that I was like, see you, Van, there's tornadoes coming. That's how I left him. Well, I just wanted him to know. 615-737-1045. Andy Man AD said, oh, wait, so he isn't in Colorado? No, dude. Callie's not there.
Maybe he's just down the street.
Everybody else is, though.
Yeah.
And he will be there for the private workouts with Shador and Travis. On what?
Wednesday.
April 9th.
April 9th.
There you go.
Yeah, he'll be there then. So I just want the fake answers. I want the fake answers on a Friday. What is Callie doing instead of going to the Colorado Pro Day? M-Bob says he's in San Antonio measuring the Alamo.
Yeah, because how many times on this show have we said it's not as big as you think?
No, Tyler said the Alamo is shockingly small.
Yes.
They said they're replaying Shador's Pro Day on NFL Network right now. The Cedro said, I counted 67 throws, 4 receiver drops, maybe 1 incompletion. That's how Pro Days work, man. 615-737-1045. Bubba and Dixon, he is doing diamond art at the kitchen table with a candle and a glass of wine. While Borgonzi says, forget about it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. What do you always play on Blaine and Zach whenever they say Borgonzi?
Borgonzi. He is from Boston. Randy says, happy Friday, 3HL. Hell yeah, man. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm so glad that I go to HHS. We used to say that. I'm sure every school did. I'm so glad that the Final Four starts at 5:09 p.m. Like, you've got all day to wait for it. I don't like.
Yeah, I'm fine with that when there's only 2. But I hated it when there were more games and then games are overlapping when you had all day. Like, can we not spread them out?
Yes, there is that. But I don't like the situation where, like, the game that you're really interested in is on at, like, 11, and then it's done at 1, and you're like, what do I do the rest of the day? Like, you had such a build-up for an 11 o'clock game. Now, football season, you just watch more football, but I'm not a basketball guy like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll watch other SEC games if it's, like, ramping up to the Tennessee game. So if they would have played the Final Four at and there's no reason for them to do it because of TV ratings, but had they gone this route and played it at 11 and 1:30, I'd have been like, okay, I'll watch them for sure and I'll be into them. But then there's just this drop off of adrenaline the rest of the day. So I like the day ending with sports as opposed to beginning with sports. Now, if you can get sports all day long, great. So, that's why Vandy baseball's at Florida. I'll check that out a little bit. Tennessee's hosting Texas A&M again, rematch of the College World Series, and A&M is struggling. So Tennessee's going to want to put it on them. So I'll be interested in that. What else? Are you into Major League Baseball yet at all?
No.
The Braves are bad.
Oh, my gosh. Historically bad.
I mean, it's early, but yeah.
It's early.
I mean,
it is.
They have
160 more games.
They went 30 innings scoring just 2 runs. Did you see that?
Yes, I sent it to Joseph in our group chat.
I bet you did.
The Braves are 0-7. I did see this that they've never started a season 0-7 and made the playoffs.
Okay, good. Well, there's a first time for everything.
First time for everything. So the division leaders, I know y'all haven't looked at this. Philadelphia 5-1, they lead the East by a game and a half over Miami. St. Louis and the Chicago Cubs are tied for the lead in the Central. Boy, if that comes down to the wire with those two, whew, I mean, the hatred is real. When you start thinking about great rivalries in sports, obviously Red Sox, Yankees, North Carolina, Duke, Auburn, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Notre Dame, whatever you want to put in there. St. Louis and Chicago, to those two fan bases, I mean, the hatred is real. So if we go down to the end of the season with those two battling for first, that would be fun. I kept hearing Cincinnati would be really good this year. They started 2-5. But the Dodgers are going 162-0, so everybody's playing for second. They're 8-0.
They're insane. They have everyone.
They have plus 22 run differential through 8 games.
That's an average of winning almost by 3 runs a game.
Yeah. Toronto leads the Yankees in the AL. Toronto leads the Yankees and Rays in the AL East by half a game. What about the Yankees and these torpedo bats? I just got an email from a company that's selling them for kids to use. So apparently they've changed these. They've come up with these bats. They call it the torpedo, and and they put all the weight in the sweet spot of the bat. And the first game they used them, they hit 7 home runs or something. They hit 3 home runs on the first 3 pitches of the game. I'm like, this can't be legal. So I haven't dove into baseball, and I love baseball, but I haven't dove into baseball yet.
It automatically,
so I don't know the story there.
Pops up on my Google. So clearly everybody's talking about it.
About the torpedo bat? Yeah. In the Central, Detroit leads Cleveland and Kansas City by half a game. And in the West, I really didn't think I would do this today, but Texas leads the Angels by half a game, and my Houston Disastros by 2. Houston won last night, but Jose Altuve struck out 5 times. First time in his career. First time an Astros leadoff batter had ever struck out 5 times in a game. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Braves, but they should have a lineup that doesn't go 0-7, right?
Well, I mean, one of their key lineup guys got popped, so.
Remember
P-E-D.
Zeph the other day, Slay.
We were on remote when that happened.
Oh, Slay's here. I didn't even know that. Slay, what's up?
Where?
Uh-oh, hang on. Holding. You got him, Jackson? Slay Dog.
What's up?
There
Hey.
you are. Great job last night, dude.
Good job, Slay.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
What y'all up to, man?
I said earlier, though, I was like, I was just waiting for you to go off on the finals of the dunk contest, but none of those fools would put it through the hoop to let you get all jacked and go off. It was so annoying. I'm like, just make it.
Dude, and guess what, Babs? After the first round, I walked over there and I told Milton and I told Christian Ings, I'm like, hey, y'all, listen, y'all see what's going on. All you got to do is make your dunk.
Yeah.
Save your best dunk for the end, man. Just make the dunk. And I promise everything's going to be good. So I guess that's what the 2 finalists was, too.
Hey, I have a question. What was the process on how they actually picked whoever would be in these contests?
So it goes through a different, I thought it was, I asked the same thing that night. I thought it was ESPN that picked them. It's not. It's what's the name of I forgot the name of the corporation that picks it, that puts the event on.
Okay.
But the NCAA also has
say in it.
Some tricky situations where it has to be
tricky.
A guy that can accept the money. So it's not, it's some weird stuff to go.
It was the State Farm College Slam Dunk and 3-point championships. Also, Kings Hawaiian involved in E-Trade.
It starts with an I. It's like intercontinental or intercontestant, something weird. That picked the firm or the whoever it is. But it ain't cool how they do it. And the NCAA need to let up reins on it too, man, so they can go out and get these guys.
Recording in progress.
People paying NIL. You might as well let anybody, a junior or a senior.
I was going to say, because you have NIL is a real thing, so who cares at this point?
Exactly. So they messing it up, man. It's stunning the growth of it. But
well, for those that don't know, Slay Dog was involved in the broadcast last night of the college 3-point championships and slam dunk. If you missed it, Cronky on YouTube says, I got to tune in. That was a lot of fun, Slay. Here's the thing, man. In all of the decades I've been watching Jay Billis, I've never seen him laugh ever. And you had him laugh like 100 times last night.
Yeah, that'd be the goal, Yoro. Sometime, man. Let me see you get out your shell, man. Let me see what you're really about.
You did it. Nobody's ever been able to do that to that guy. But he kept hitting you on the SEC thing and food, and I'm like, those are Slay's 2 favorite things in the world.
Come on, man. You're not gonna beat me with that one. I promise you. You better try something else. try another avenue. I told them, and I was starving, so that's their thing now. David Sison and them was like, we got it. Whatever we have Slay involved in, we got to give them something to eat every 2 hours.
Yep, so that's about right.
I like
so
it.
I know a lot of people in Nashville just tuned in because you were involved in the broadcast. Like, I've never watched that event before.
I did.
Ever.
That's the only reason I watched.
Yeah. And it was great. It was fun, even with the missed dunks.
Event.
But
yeah,
I love the hot shot thing. I thought that was a great idea, and I love the 3-point. I always like the 3-point shootout.
Yeah,
because I appreciate shooters. But
yeah. It was a good time.
So, did you enjoy it? Because that is a very different. Honestly, you were kind of more along the lines of what I do, as far as because you weren't sitting on the desk, you were in a live event, so you were, you have producer in your ear, stuff like that, in a different way than on the desk. That's much more structured. So, how did you? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Was there anything you were like, what the heck? Like, what?
You know what, Babs? I liked it, and I liked. They said this was the first year that they put somebody at the desk with Sean Farnham, who was hosting it, which kind of gave you your platform where you could talk a little bit more. When you were just kind of roaming, like on the, roaming throughout the contest at half court or be on the sideline or wherever you are in the stands, it's kind of like you waiting on your moment to kind of interject. And it's like, I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but I don't want to talk too much. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was actually easier because it was so to the script.
Oh, okay.
And it was so fast paced. Like when I say it was 2 hours because the NIT championship was coming on after, they had to keep it 2 hours. So it was only so much we could do. Like I had plans I had a group of kids in the front ready to give them headbands and they was going to shoot them on the floor. Like I had a whole little plan, but we couldn't get to it because it was so scripted. So we'll see next year.
So you've got.
So that's good.
Well, yeah, I mean, learning experience and all those things, but it didn't seem like a first time. And y'all had great chemistry too, and that's hard to do with so many people involved. For sure.
Yeah.
Slay, while we've got you though, what do you think about these matchups? Florida and Auburn going at it again. Janai Broom says he's definitely playing. He will. He's got the hyperextended elbow. But Duke favored by 6.5 now. Florida, Duke favored by 5.5 over Houston. Florida favored by 2.5 over Auburn. What do you think about those matchups?
Man, I like the matchups. I think, man, it's going to come down to the team that makes the least mistakes. I know that's cliche, but that's really what it is once you get to this elite level. Watching all of them practice, we just left, and Duke was walking off the court. So having an opportunity to watch all of them practice, it's funny how you can see the differences in who's been there, who hasn't, who's kind of in the don't know. And it's kind of the fourth one I would say Houston, the more military style, like we in here to prove a point, get it over with, get done, straight laced. So that was cool. But as far as Auburn and Florida, Todd Golden, I think one thing he does with his guys, they're always prepared. So by the time they get to a situation, whether that's practice, shoot around, press conferences, they already know what to do. So they get a little laid back quicker than other teams. They get through their stuff that they got to do. But Walter Clayton Jr. was lasered in. Elijah Martin was lasered in. The other guys were kind of, they were locked in, but it was more like, man, this is what's up, man. Look, take it in, have fun. And then when Auburn came on the court, like they walked on the court. It was like, oh, this is business. Went straight in there, got to the huddle. Bruce came over there with us for a minute. He was like, guys, I got to go over here and get to practice. So he knocked it out, ended up coming back. But it was, you could tell they know what they're doing too. They have a mission. So, and I think it's the reflection of each coach. Todd Golden was,
different
high five,
personalities.
chest bumping. Yeah, Bruce Pearl is more, serious all the time, hollering a little bit, screaming, just being him. And it kind of reflects on their team. So I think it's going to come down to Florida taking care of the ball and Auburn being able to keep Florida off the glass. If they can do that, I think, either team can win.
Yeah, it's interesting. Monday night, either matchup, Duke would be favored over Auburn or Florida. Houston would be also favored over Auburn or Florida. So interesting when we get to Monday. And we'll definitely talk more about that day. Tennessee, with one of the highest-rated guards in the portal, lands Maryland transfer point guard Jacoby Gillespie. Started all 36 games last year, 15 points, 5 assists, averaged almost 32 minutes per game, shot 45.3% from the floor, Slay, and almost 41% from three, made almost 90 threes last year. Big pickup.
Huge pickup. I think when you go into the portal and this quick and have to come up with an answer to fill a void that's point guard, you know how Coach Barnes feels about this point guard. So you got a guy that's been through the ringer, worked his way up, and now you got opportunity for him to play at home. So this should be another situation where you get a guy that's leaning on the pride that he's playing for in Tennessee, it really meaning something, and you got a good guy as far as efficient. Efficient, can run a team. He's played in different styles. Played with superstars. He knows what that's like. So it ought to work out. It ought to work out good for Tennessee. I think that was a great pickup.
Slay Dog and San Antonio.
Yeah, I'll stay with y'all. We can go to the next segment too, yo. We ain't got to stuff it all in.
Oh, okay. You look good, dude.
Thank you, man. I'm out here trying to look like something, man.
The glasses looked good last night too. I tell you that.
I did like the glasses last night.
Yeah,
I can't see you right now because Pan the Man broke this computer. So.
Yeah, she's hot about
come
that.
on, Pan. What is he doing?
I don't know, but
know.
one of the listeners got in the F&M bank chat and said Pan puts his feet on the computer. I
know.
He's doing tricks over there. Yeah. All right, more with Slay when we come back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
As a customer of Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, I would love to recommend them to you. Call them today. Check them out at PellaNashville.com or go visit one of their showrooms. Their showrooms are amazing. One in Franklin, 277 Mallory Station Road. There's another one in Hendersonville. That's their newest location, 256 East Main Street, right there at the corner of East Main and Indian Lake Boulevard. So you can just stop in there, check out all their windows and doors, and you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Affordable and, of course, the best quality, made, manufactured right here in the U.S. Lifetime warranties on all their products, and Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville also backs up their labor and installation with a 10-year labor warranty, which is leading in the industry. I always tell you about the Dawn deal. I got the Dawn deal from April, and it is a good one. 55% off qualifying installations and no interest if paid in full within 12 months. So go ahead and schedule your free consultation. Check out that Dawn deal. Just tell them to give you the Dawn deal. PellaNashville.com. Welcome back to 3HL. Welcome back to 3HL. 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay is in the building. Jackson. There we go. Sorry, Slay. You know, Zeph's getting ready for his wedding. Smiley's a little slow on the uptake in there. You know how it goes.
Smiley didn't want me in the building, I guess.
I guess not. I don't know what he's doing.
Babsy.
Yo.
Man, you be proud of your boys. Your Duke boys look good, man.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to bring up this segment because, you know, Mayor's over there going through all the point spreads. You know, we had Furman on Tuesday, and Furman's like, oh, yeah, you know, 5.5, absolutely going Houston. I'd bet Houston straight up, all of this. Houston now is also his like future favorite to win the whole thing. But I just feel like there's some like disrespect for my Dukies here. And it's complete opposite of what it was coming in with Houston. You know?
I feel that. I think, man, one of the biggest things is experience. When you hear a lot of people that watch the game, know the game, they talk about the experience, and Houston has it.
And just you can't manufacture experience. Just ask Coach Mack.
You can't. And man, and watching them, like I felt honestly, I was like, man, you know what? Duke probably is gonna handle
Houston. Just watching them practice.
Then I watched it today, Babs, up close and personal. Hey man, Kelvin Sampson has these guys' attention. Like this is, what I saw today felt like at a Final Four practice, felt like a preseason practice. I mean, they were getting after it, and it was all precise, nothing wasted. You always see the chemistry. You can tell guys when they're coming off the court or they're getting back in line for something. Man, everybody made it. They were intentionally making sure they were giving each other five. Each person, I mean, like when they're coming off the court, when they go to the back of the line, when they get right there in the middle, when they're about to go, making sure they communicate. It's all the little things that I was noticing, man. It was like, whoa. Like
with
this
Houston?
is well machined with Houston.
Yeah.
And Duke, we only got to see so much because their approach to this practice was, and I'm sure they practiced somewhere else.
Right.
Their approach to this, though, in front of the media, in front of the fans, was we're just going to get some shots up. You know, so they were loose, you know what I mean, dialed in, not saying they jacking around or, you know what I mean, playing soccer and kicking the ball and nothing like that. Like they were dialed in with their shooting as couples, you know what I mean? Then towards the end, you know, you got some guys off to the side playing one-on-one a little bit. They were loose and having fun. You know, I think that's the best way to put it. Not looking like they putting a lot of pressure on themselves. And I just say that because Houston just looked, man, military mindset.
Just completely different style.
Yeah, and it's like
practice.
And I think they feel that what you just described, they feel undervalued, overlooked, not being taken seriously, because everybody honestly has been talking about Duke, Auburn, and Florida. Nobody's really talking about Houston. So it's like, man, he's using that to their advantage. So watching today, I don't know. Man, Houston is gonna get them a run for. One thing I know is gonna be Duke is gonna earn everything. And after this game right here, I don't care if Duke wins, Duke loses, Duke goes on to win the championship. I'll find out who Cooper Flagg is in this game right here, and he will earn every ounce of my respect.
What stood out about him to you, just even with them just getting shots up or anything, just being around Cooper Flagg? Anything stand out?
So confident. Yeah. And it's not a brash, look at me type of, you know what I mean, put the spotlight on me, watch this, everybody. It wasn't none of that. This is like, this is what I do. Like this, it's like this is the way I go to work. Yeah, it's, man, like he's groomed for this moment. Yeah. Like this is not, where he is not by mistake. He's put the work in. You can see fundamentally sound. Like, I understand why he's going to be the number one pick. You look at his length. You look at the way he handles the ball. You look at how he empowers others, even during shooting. Like he encouraging guys. Him and Knipple shot together for quite some time, and then you could see them being competitive with each other, not wanting to lose. But then at the same time, he would leave the guards and go down there with the bigs and encourage them with doing post moves, like do it like this, use your footwork like this, defending. Like it was impressive for a guy that young that's never been on that stage to be able to handle all that acclaim. I think I remember talking about Nico Iamaleava that way when I got to see him. Yep. Some of these guys, man, it's like they gracefully walk in. If a kid stops them, they're going to stop, communicate with them, sign their autograph. Like it's no big time show or anything. It's pretty dope to watch it, man. It's impressive.
Wow. I love that. Okay. Last thing, because, at some point we do, I guess, have to break. Auburn, Janai Broome. I saw the video out there of him. Some young fans, kind of got his attention at shoot around. He was signing autographs. He was taking pictures, doing all that. But at the end of the day, it's all about the injury. And now I've said, me and you talked about it. He's been hobbled this entire tournament. I feel like you've seen it. He's just battling through a bunch of different things. But what are you thinking as far as injury wise and how he can perform? I know he's going to suck it up, but can he still beat Janai Broome?
Yeah, him and Bruce Pearl said it. That for sure he's going to play. Janai said, "Come game time, I'll be 100%." So mentally, he's already preparing for it. You can see under his sleeve, he had like a little guard kind of under it to, I guess maybe absorb or not be hyperextended too far. But I think, man, he's going to find out once the game starts. Yeah. Because Florida is going to test it. And it's almost like a football player coming back from injury. You always want to get that first thud out the way, and then kind of settle in. Yeah, so it's gonna be. He seems to have a high tolerance of pain because, to your point, he's been playing injured not only in this tournament but all year long. Like he's been battling. So and still being able to be productive. So I think he'll be able to, after that first initial shock of getting hit and it may be a little sore, then he'll be able to settle on in. Hopefully they get out to a good start and he gets an easy look or something. That offense, seeing the ball go in, kind of makes it easier. But he's going to have his work cut out. They got some 7-footers for Florida. Yeah. That I'm sure are going to elbow him and test it.
So besides Janai, who is the most important player on the floor for Auburn against Florida?
I like to think, man, Sahad Pettiford. Yeah. The backup point. I think what he brings offensively and defensively, mostly offensively to the team, when they get in a rut, sometimes he's a guy that can go out to get a bucket and keep them consistent. Another guy is Chad Baker-Mazar, just because the length, and if he's locked in and dialed in, then he's a different type of guy that can be an X factor. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys can kind of pull their weight because they're playing against some guards that been in this tournament, and their plus minus is 355 plus minus with Walter Clayton Jr., Will Richard, and Elijah Martin. So the work is cut out for them.
No doubt, but Ward Dam Eagle. Okay, so do you know?
Y'all representing here too, Babsy. Ward Dam is it's Duke and it's Ward Dam, and then there's everybody else.
Do you know how thirsty Auburn fans are for any kind of a championship? It has been too long.
You can see it. Yeah, I mean, you can see it. You got the AP Coach of the Year. He split it with Rick Pitino. Yeah. Bruce Pearl. Janai Broome was robbed. Cooper Flagg got the Player of the Year. Yep. And I thought that should have been a co-Player of the Year. If you can do co-Coach of the Year,
you can do co-Player of the Year.
You can do co-Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? But hey, maybe that's the fuel that he needs going into this, and he plays with a different motor. So we're gonna see. Auburn is in effect though. Woo, they here.
I love to hear that. Okay, what's your schedule on the desk? Do you know yet for SEC Network?
Yeah, so we went 11-1 today, and then we did Feinbaum at 2:30. Then I had a Florida interview, so I'm done for the day. Tomorrow I got Marty and McGee at 7:30 in the morning.
Woo! You better take it easy on your brown water tonight.
I know, man. And then we got we got the games cranking up, and then at 11 o'clock at night, we got SEC Now wrapping up, getting ready for the national championship.
Okay, perfect. I love it. All right, everybody tune in. You see Ron Slay, and we will catch you on, I guess, Monday if you can hop on before the national championship.
Yep.
There you go. All right, we love you, Slay. Great job last night.
Y'all.
You killed it.
Thank you.
Holla.
All right.
There he is, Ronald Sylvester Slay. All right, we're back for the 5 o'clock hour on 3HL right after this.
Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, that's where you need to go to get that lawn looking great this spring. DickensSupply.com. Trey Hartsook is here with more.
Brent, hey, I really want to say I hope that we've turned the corner as far as the weather situation goes. It really looks like forecast that we're going to have some good spring days in our future. Now is a really important time to get on down to Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Get that first round of pre-emergent down to make sure that we can keep weeds out of your lawn, make sure that we can keep it green. We can do all those things for you at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. All you got to do is give us a call, stop in and see us. We're conveniently located in Auburn, Tennessee. Our locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lumber, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
5:03, good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Jackson Williams. The University of Colorado has their pro day today. Titans sent a contingent, including President of Football Operations Chad Brinker, GM Mike Borgonzi, and Offensive Coordinator Nick Holes. Brian Callahan isn't present today. Will be at a private workout with Colorado quarterback Shadur Sanders and two-way star Travis Hunter next Wednesday. In Tennessee recruiting news, top transfer portal guard Jacoby Gillespie has committed to Tennessee. The Greenville, Tennessee native played for Maryland in 2024 after transferring from Belmont. Gillespie averaged 14.7 points per game and 5 assists per game with the Terrapins. College baseball, the number 1 ranked Tennessee Vols baseball team begins their 4th SEC series against Texas A&M tonight in a rematch of last season's College World Series finals. First pitch is set for 6 p.m., and you can catch that game right here on The Zone following 3HL. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. There are still watches and warnings and flooding and all of those things through the weekend. So be mindful of that. Hope you're having a great Friday. The weekend is here. Y'all, you can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The F&M Bank chat is open. Ron Slay is in the chat right now, as a matter of fact. We're taking, well, before I get to that, Babsy's here, y'all.
Yeah.
What up, Babsy?
What up?
It's a good place to be when you have two favorite teams and they're both in the Final Four. So, I mean, it's got to be good mentally right now for you, like not really worried about things, although certainly you want Auburn to beat Florida and you want Duke to beat Houston.
Yes.
Then you will feel clear and all of those things. What kind of water are you drinking? We got water advice the other day, remember?
Deer Park.
Is Deer Park good? Deer Park water good with everybody?
I saw somebody say that it was crappy, but I like Deer Park.
I've got Essentia.
Yeah, that's fancy.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's also more expensive.
Also, I have your Two Rivers copy that somebody gave me yesterday, so you probably need this.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, they got employee pricing going on.
That's what it says.
Mm-hmm. Love me some employee pricing.
Honestly, I thought it was Gupton copy until I read it. So I'm glad you know how I look at things and just start reading things? I'm glad I looked at it first. Usually I just read things. Jackson's producing the show today.
What's up?
How are you?
Good. Ready for the weekend. Ready for Joseph's wedding.
Are you a big Braves fan too?
I am not. I really enjoyed watching the Braves with a bunch of my buddies during their World Series run.
Yep.
But no, I'm not a Braves fan.
I get made fun of for my because it's hard for me. Like, I really shouldn't make fun of Dawn for liking Auburn and Duke because I like the Astros and the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. And that is weird.
And I also like the Red Sox. But I like the Red Sox because I don't like the Yankees. And so being a sports fan, you love these rivalries, right? So I was always, like, into the Red Sox part of that deal. I was always into the North Carolina side of the North Carolina Duke thing. So, I don't know.
I was also always a North Carolina guy in those matchups.
Who are all your teams?
Titans, Vols, and then I guess for NBA you would say Lakers because I love watching Dalton Connect and I've adopted them as my team.
Okay, that's a really new thing then.
And then MLB, I would probably go the Cubs.
Okay. I mean, one of my kids loves the Cubs. That's one thing. But also, like, we went to Wrigley. If you go to Wrigley Field and you've never been there, you understand it in a second. Like, you feel the history. You feel like you're on a movie set, which you really are with all the movies that have been filmed there. But everything surrounding baseball there is done the right way. Wrigleyville's incredible. Like, I mean, the experience is phenomenal. The smell is unlike any other when you walk in. You smell like the green peppers cooking and the onions and all that stuff. But, yeah, I grew up an Astros fan because I lived in Houston when I was a little kid. So that one
makes sense.
Yeah, and Oilers, which became the Titans. So There's that. 615-737-1045. 3HL powered by Ferguson Home. Discover the Mount Juliet showroom at 401 South Mount Juliet Road. Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. 615-737-1045. We were talking about the Braves earlier. Just a complete shock that they're 0-7. They've never made the playoffs starting 0-7, and James wants to talk about the Braves. James, what's up?
Yep.
Yo,
so
what's up,
first
man?
off, I'm a Braves fan.
Yep.
One thing I'll say is I predict them going 1-6 starting out.
Oh, you did? Why?
Yeah, because they're on the West Coast. They're not traditionally good at playing in PST. If you ever bet baseball, always bet, East Coast going West Coast, West Coast going East Coast, vice versa. So, I saw that, and then on top of that, they don't have all their stuff with them. They don't have all their, detracted pitchers. They have, no one's healthy. So that's why. I just wanted to kind of, y'all's conversation earlier sparked me to call in, and that's what I wanted to say.
Appreciate it, man. It can't last, right? Like, that lineup's too good. Really didn't anticipate getting into a baseball discussion today because I really haven't watched. It can
always get worse. No,
Yeah.
I haven't watched, so I can't.
I've watched Astros and Cubs games.
Yeah. I haven't watched those either.
But you're a Braves
You know what
fan.
I did watch? Was it this past weekend a little bit? I just had it on the TV. UFL.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
You like some UFL.
I love it.
You have like a low-key interest in UFL players.
I did XFL for ESPN when it was just XFL, and then they combined them. But yeah, I do love it. You know why? Because it's a bunch of guys that are just busting their butt for just an opportunity, a chance to show that they are at least good enough to jump on a practice squad or get a chance in a camp. And it's just guys that are pushing and fighting to try and live out their dreams. And I just love that. I love it.
Who was the Ole Miss quarterback?
Jordan Ta'amu,
yes. And
that's my boy.
And then he ended up on the Kansas City Chiefs roster for a second.
Yeah.
After that.
He's playing again. I think it's with DC. In the UFL. Yeah. That's my guy. He lives here off and on.
I remember that.
Yeah. He's the best.
It's crazy how many people live here, dude.
I know.
Like there are so many like current professional athletes that are huge names that live here in off seasons, and former players that you would be like, wait, this guy's walking around here. 615-737-1045. Dylan next up on 3HL. Dylan, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yo.
I tried to get my point across during the Buck Rising show on the Friday Fire. Last night I was scrolling through the channels, nothing to watch. Lo and behold, I find Mr. Ron Slay. What a great thing to find last night. That guy, I mean, he's going to do, I don't know if it's ESPN or whatever, but he is made for TV.
Oh, for sure.
Radio.
Radio.
He's made for radio, Dylan. Come on.
No, we completely understand that his trajectory is like a comet.
They should put him on College Game Day for basketball.
For sure.
They need some energy on it.
Yep. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate you, man. 615-737-1045.
I don't think he was done.
Oh, sorry, Dylan. Dylan, call back.
If you weren't done, call back. Sorry.
What else did he want to say?
Is this Dane related to me? Go to line 2.
Well, there's only one Dane related to you. That would be your brother. You think your brother is calling 3HL? It's never happened before. Dane, are you related to Don Davenport?
No, but if it gets me ahead of the line, then yes.
That is not my brother. But hey, good name.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, because you wanted to talk about teams, and so I'm like, I wonder if it's my brother, because he's also an Auburn alum who is a huge Duke fan, so we're in kind of a torn spot.
Yeah, but when y'all played in the regular season, he was excited about it, and you definitely were not.
I was not excited. He was. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Dane.
It did get you next, though.
Yeah, you jumped the line.
Okay, well, so I am a Georgia fan and a North Carolina fan.
Oh, jeez.
But I grew up in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, which is like right at the Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama state line.
Yep.
So I didn't like Tennessee. I didn't like Alabama. Georgia was it, and then Michael Jordan played at North Carolina. So, and then NBA, it's for I think most people, you're not a fan of any NBA team unless you live in that city. You're only a fan of like NBA players.
Yeah.
So I kind of like what my favorite player at the time. That's my favorite team. That's what I want to win. And then one more quick thing. A couple weeks ago, when the Titans got Fossil, the new special teams coordinator,
Bones,
Bones,
yeah.
Right. He is bringing Renee Stewart with him.
Okay.
Renee Stewart was my high school safeties coach at Centennial High School.
I was going to say I know that name.
Early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
He is a fantastic human being.
That's what I've heard. He was a great college football player and played in the NFL for a long time, too.
Yeah, he is just, he's no nonsense, but, like, you can't curse around him. Like, he'll send you to the goalpost. You probably can't do that
He might not be. That might not fly in the NFL.
Send you to the goalpost. That's funny.
But he is an absolute fantastic human being, and I wish him well because he's unbelievable.
Awesome.
And so are y'all. Y'all are awesome.
Appreciate it, Dane. Hey, you can call back and jump to the head of the line whenever you want.
I would love for you to be my sister. I have 3 older sisters, but they really don't talk to me. So,
no.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a story there.
And I have blonde hair too, or I used to. Now it's all shaved off. But
there you go.
Okay, Dane. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Renee Stewart played for the Houston Oilers and the Tennessee Oilers in 96 and 97. Then the Dolphins, the Jaguars. He got into the coaching world at Northwestern. Then the Titans, he was quality control. That's how you get into the NFL. Vanderbilt, director of player operation or player development. Special teams coach at Vandy in 2018. Special teams at Green Bay. Special teams Dallas. Like, he's been a special teams coach in the NFL for a long time. So that makes a lot of sense. 615-737-1045. It would have been, your brother's really funny. That would be funny if he were to call. Oh, Dylan does have a follow-up. Let's go to Dylan. Dylan's back. Sorry, Dylan.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for good looking out, Don.
I got you.
Just wanted to say that on top of Slay having Ramon being put into where he's put in place, how lucky are we, for radio and our area listeners to have those two guys, and of course you guys as well.
Thank you, Dylan.
Those two guys, it's super, super special. And I grew up in Boston. We never had crap, and even such a huge, sports city. And, to have these legendary athletes in the area that are part of it, and then you guys that know your stuff, it's just super special. Appreciate you letting me get back on.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and accessible.
I'm glad he
both
called
Slay
back there.
and Ramon are super accessible.
Oh, yeah. They're your buddy. They're your pal.
I like it.
It's crazy to think of the how fast their career trajectories have gone, too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you haven't heard, Ramon Foster is the analyst for the Vol Network with Mike Keith for Tennessee football.
Awesome.
I did get a text today saying, who are you going to replace Ramon with at the Zone? I'm like, he's not going anywhere. This is a Saturday gig, man.
He's still going to be here. He might have to miss a Friday morning here and there for travel purposes.
Yes,
but
he'll be here. RK Dub, weekday morning, 6 to 10. But, yes, congratulations to Ramon. I felt like after the show yesterday, I was thinking about the show, and I felt like I might have frightened Ramon a little bit. I'll tell you how when we come back and get your take on it, Don. 615-737-1045. Happy Friday. This is 3HL.
huge announcement from Two Rivers Ford. We were talking about it earlier in that segment as well. Two Rivers Ford offering employee pricing for everyone. That means you, me, your sister, cousin, uncle, baby's daddy, everybody. Two Rivers Ford employee pricing for all of you. That means that you pay what they pay on almost every new Ford on the lot. And at Two Rivers Ford, what you see is always what you get. They don't do things like add in expensive accessories or tack on service packages to increase the price of their vehicles. Two Rivers Ford is upfront and honest every single time. And now they are offering you employee pricing. No better time to buy American, and there's no better dealership than Two Rivers Ford. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, home of the non-commissioned sales team, and now home of employee pricing for absolutely everybody. From America, for America, Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Did you know you're overpaying for your health and wellness products?
With over 20 company-owned brands offering its members vitamins, supplements, wellness, and skincare products, you're able to save up to 70% off retail.
Members Nutrition can't change your life, but we can change the way you live.
Could have a really interesting discussion about that, Babs. 615-737-1045. You want in at 3HL 1045. We got into baseball somehow today. I didn't. Is that on the bingo card?
That was not on the bingo card.
I think you're right. I think the Braves are going to break that little stat about how they haven't been to the playoffs when they start 0-7.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I was laughing. Sometimes I'm dumb. So, do you want me to tell you why this time?
Sometimes I'm dumb.
Yeah. First of all, Julio Jones retired.
Yeah, 13 seasons in the NFL.
Congrats, Julio.
Yep. Titans caught him right at the end of that.
Yep. Didn't work
Titans
out.
legend.
Didn't work out.
How many guys have they done that with?
Well, Randy Moss, but then he went and actually played well for somebody after that.
I think honestly though, if you look at most teams, I think most teams do take a chance on a guy late. Everyone, like I think everybody's got stories like that. Does that make sense?
The Titans have
their fair share
of wide receiver stories too. On top of it,
yeah.
Anyway, so I told you I don't have my computer because it was acting up, so I gave it to Mr. Babs to take it in to figure it out because my screen kept going black.
Let me just stop you there. Usually it's cheaper to just buy a new one than go get it fixed somewhere.
Right.
But what happened? What do you got?
But you know how I am. I hate change. I hate it. I have my laptop is set up to exactly how I want everything. Everything I need is in it. It's an easy
where it
click.
is. You know how to get there.
I know how to get there. I know where I've saved all the pictures and links for work and all that. Whatever. I hate change. Period. So, but you're right. It's 5 years old, which means it's usually time to get a new one around 5 to 7, right?
I think my laptop's like 10.
Oh, well. Well, also, you have to remember I throw my book bag around everywhere and keep my laptop in it.
I think they tell you like every 3 or 4 years you need new technology.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at you just rocking it.
But I also know that you have like 5 series ago iPhone.
I do. And I really noticed it at dance competition when I looked at my pictures as opposed to Mr. Babs' pictures and was like, oh, wow, my phone is crap.
Yes. Okay. Computer.
Anyway,
Dark
computer kept going black and like kind of shaking or whatever, So I'm like, oh, something's wrong with my screen. It's a disaster. Get a text from Mr. Babs. Your sleep timer was set to go to sleep every 3 minutes. That has been removed. Your laptop is fine. That was it.
Interesting.
You didn't even hear me.
615-737-1045. No, I was talking to Jackson about something.
Your sleep timer was set to go to sleep every 3 minutes.
Oh.
It's been removed.
That was it.
3HL
bingo card we do at the end of the show.
How?
Every day. So far I've got Sometimes I'm Dumb, Thon Davenport. Vince next up on 3HL. Vince, what's up, man? Hang on, Vince. Here we go. There you are. What's up?
Hey, thanks for playing the bingo card today. My Cubs, I'm a diehard Cubs fan because I grew up there, and it's those types of things that make you a diehard fan, even though I haven't lived in Chicago for over 30 years. When I was a kid in elementary school, we would save our money up, go buy a ticket, and if you got into the field stadium early and you got one of the seats on the right-hand side and right-hand bleachers, sit in one of the end chairs, they would come by and give you a coupon. At the end of the game, you would come back to that same seat in that same row, and you would pick up the trash all the way around the stadium in that row, and they would give you a ticket to come back at any other game.
Wow.
And that's how we would do that all year. That's how we would
That's
go to
smart.
Cubs games. Yeah. The second reason that it is when I got engaged, a friend of ours was able to get my wife and I down onto the field to have our picture taken. 30 years later, was able to go back with my wife and my 2 boys, that time 28 and 26, and have our picture taken in the same spot.
Okay, that is so cool.
That's what being a Cubs fan is like. So when those things, they just don't change you. Like, no matter what happens, maybe I won't pay a lot of attention during the year, but deep down, I'm always a Cubs fan at heart.
That's a great story, man. Appreciate you, Vince.
Awesome.
Thank you. 615-737-1045 Cubs
My
have
husband's
won.
a Cubs fan, too.
He is.
He worked there right after college. And
I was so happy for him when they won the World Series.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cubs have won 4 in a row. They're in first place. St. Louis lost today, so they're in first place. Shota is 2-0. And Kyle Tucker, I told you I was an Astros and Cubs fan, and Kyle Tucker went from the Astros to the Cubs, and he is crushing it for them. 615-737-1045 is the number, at 3HL1045. Darrington out east. What's up, Darrington?
My people, my beautiful people. First of all, I will not start this off, but I sing happy belated birthday to our one and only mayor.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Of course, I hope you have another 27 trips around the sun, and I hope those next 27 were as good as the first 27.
Okay, I was wondering why you picked 27 for me. Like, do you know something I don't?
It just fits. You know what I'm saying? You're not too young, but you're not old. You're not hitting the 30s yet. So that 27 is just, you're right at peak. You're in your prime. How about
That's
that?
right.
I got you, man.
You're part of your prime.
I got you. Appreciate it.
Of course. Now, I'm going to do this in all shout out to my guy, Reese and Laura. Babs, are you with me?
I'm with you. You know, oh, wait, what do I say? You know it, Darrington.
That's what I'm saying, because it's all we know. I know that you have your gripes about the NBA. But right now, it is peak season for you to be watching the NBA. The game is physical. There's no crime. And people are actually giving a dang right now. Something that you like. So I would figure in the time of the lapse of there not being really much what's going on right now, that playoff basketball, this is what you should be tuned into right now. So I figured I'd give a pitch today for Babs to come watch the NBA for the next couple of days. I think you'll be quite intrigued. Detroit basketball is good again. I never thought that would happen in my lifetime, but they're good.
They're 6th in the East. Yeah, there's only like 6 or 7 games for all these teams until the playoffs start, so we're right there.
Okay.
And see, because of now the play-in, people are actually trying to play for play-in spots.
Yeah.
And actually trying to play for home court. So these games matter. And if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I would be very concerned about your future because I think they're trying to figure out a way not to pay Ja his big money. And then I also think Ja is trying to get himself out the league. So if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan, be careful.
It is funny that you brought that up because I did get a message from Bet Online today, and it was odds on Ja Morant's next team. And I was like, oh, man. So they fired their coach, too. They're in 6th. They were in 3rd when they fired him. I don't know what's going on. And then he gets fired for doing the gun thing, like with his fingers, which everybody does in the NBA.
But he has a track record because he has.
I know. I know. I get it. But $75,000, man. Anyway.
All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I don't want to take it over.
Thank you, Darrington. Appreciate you, man.
Darrington. I will say that. So we always watch a little bit of a movie with baby Babs before she goes upstairs, for bedtime, and so I'll always put on once our time for a movie is up. I'll put on sports. So I have put on the NBA.
Oh yeah,
recently because that's what's on. Yes,
she does like basketball,
and I haven't hated it.
Yeah, you're not the biggest NBA fan.
So maybe I'll give it a whirl, Darrington.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl.
I haven't heard that phrase in a while. 615-737-1045 if you want in. Frederick on YouTube, 27, question mark. No, I'm not 27. Although I was appreciative of Todd Furman putting my over-under age at 46.5.
Yeah.
And he said under. I was appreciative of that. Did you see this? The Bengals stadium lease could end as soon as after this season, 2025, which would make the Cincinnati Bengals geographic free agents. So Josh Barton from sportsbetting.ag lists the favorites for potential relocation cities of the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this isn't going to happen.
No.
But it's an interesting exercise because I read that and I was like, dude, they'll get it done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But then I thought, what cities would they move to if they could move?
I do want to know.
Right. So St. Louis is the favorite with Austin or San Antonio second. I mean, St. Louis has had an NFL team twice.
And their Battlehawks team, the UFL team, is like selling out. I know. I can't believe we're having. I talked about the UFL twice today. No, but I'm just pointing out that they sell out their UFL games. I mean, what team? No other team does that. No other UFL team.
Can you imagine being a St. Louis football fan, though, to have the Cardinals and then the Rams and they both leave and you're like just sitting here like, damn it.
Just mad at the world.
I guess Cardinals Cardinals rule that city anyway.
Right.
That's one of the few exceptions of the NFL in a market not ruling everything, like Cardinals baseball in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City is third. Oklahoma City fourth, and Toronto is fifth. These are Josh Barton from sportsbetting.ag listing the favorites for potential relocation city if the Bengals relocate. Their stadium lease could end as soon as the end of 2025, which would make them geographic free agents. Oklahoma City fourth, Toronto fifth, most likely city for relocation. Sixth is Mexico City. Orlando is seventh. And then tied for eighth for a potential relocation of the Cincinnati Bengals would be Portland and Memphis.
Oh, whoa.
Just put Memphis on the list, baby. They're top 10. If a team that's not going to leave, leaves. That's tough. Number 8.
Could you imagine? Can we just let's live in that for a second. Could you imagine? So the Memphis, whatever, Bengals.
Yeah, and if they're AFC, then they're, can you imagine Titans-Memphis NFL rivalry?
The Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And the Memphis, whatever. Yeah. Bengals.
Yep. Bengals. We'll go Bengals, okay?
But the cities are rivals anyway. Just that
would make it even.
Like Nashville doesn't like Memphis. Memphis doesn't like Nashville. Like it's well documented, all these things.
Yes.
But then you transform that into sports, into a rivalry. Wow. That would be something. I mean, again, it's not going to happen, but when I saw Memphis on that list.
It's kind of fun to talk about and think about.
Because Memphis was convinced they were going to get the team that ended up in Jacksonville.
Oh.
Yep. They were. They had a whole big thing, just like the Titans when Bud brought the team here. 615-737-1045. Gator Mike next up on 3HL. Gator Mike, how nervous are you about this Final Four tomorrow?
Brandon, I don't feel too bad because we did beat Dawn in the jungle. I know it's different because we're playing a football stadium, but also we were without Elijah Martin, and Janai Broom's a little dinged up, or he's selling it really good. Dawn, did you see the video where he walked out for shoot-around?
Yeah.
He's got the arm hanging, the thumb in his short. So he's either selling it like he's really hurt, or I think he's still really hurt, and he's just going to battle through it because he's left-handed anyways. But we'll just see how it goes.
He's really
Brent,
hurt.
I'm feeling pretty good. I do have a little bit of – Brent, I have to shift my favoritism of Dawn back to you.
Okay.
Because earlier this week when you were off, Dawn and Ron, all they were talking about was Janai Broom or Cooper Flagg for Player of the Year.
Yeah.
No mention of Walter Clayton Jr., who is actually leading above all those players through the NCAA tournament so far in points per games, Dawn. What do you guys say?
Easier opponents.
Walter Clayton is not going to finish in the top 2, Mike. I know you love him, and he's a great player, but he's not cracking the top 2.
There you go. Here's your favorite, Gator Mike. Here's your favorite Brent. Just giving you a nice dose of reality for
he's
you.
He's a great player. I love him. You're right, but he's not cracking those 2.
I understand that, but he should be in the conversation because where would Florida be without Walter Clayton, right? That's what MVP is supposed to be, correct?
Well, I mean, you do have like 18, 6'10", and taller guys. There is that. But yes, listen, Walter Clayton.
Where would Auburn be without Janai Broom? Where would Duke be without Cooper Flagg? I mean, you could make that. You could make that.
The Walter Clayton argument that I would make if I were Gator Mike, and I think you kind of were, is like when the Gators need a big run or to stop a big run, he's the guy that hits the shot, no matter if he's hitting or not. If you need a big shot in the game, whether he's cold or hot, he's taking it and he's making it.
He's clutch, no doubt. Like I said, it's been a magical run, put it that way. But Dawn, I love you except for tomorrow. So there we go.
Deal. Right back at you, Gator Mike. War Eagle.
Right back at you.
All right. It's always great to talk to y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm ready for some good basketball, and go Gators.
Hey, listen, if my team happens to lose, don't be throwing out some text. Don't be throwing out some ugly text.
I will not. Brent knows I'm a good winner and a good loser. So
here's Slay is commenting in the chat. Gator Mike, you sound crazy when you talk like that. Please stop. You keep doing this. It's been a 2-man race. Yorl, please stop. Slay, I didn't put him in the top 2. All I said is what makes him great.
It does. Exactly, Brent. Thank you for defending my boy, right? That's what I need. So,
Gator Mike,
we know Ron only likes the big men anyway, so it's okay. It's all good.
He likes for the big men to pinch a tent. That's what he likes. Thank you, Gator Mike. Speaking of Reese and Laura, Darrington brought up Reese and Laura. Did they call on Monday? I was off on Monday. Did they call on Monday? Because they haven't called today. Are they okay?
Oh, gosh. I don't know if they did.
With all these storms that rolled through Kentucky? Yeah. I know Purrier got hit. Murray got hit.
I don't know, Mayor.
615-737-1045. I'm now worried about Reese and Laura. No. No. All right. More 3HL next. 1045 this home. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Get it done this weekend. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while to get in that next new ride. Maybe you've already started the process. If you have, include Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. If you haven't started yet, just start there and it will end there because this is going to be the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. They've got a tremendous inventory of new vehicles. A tremendous inventory of pre-owned vehicles. You can check all of that out online at GuptonMotors.com. GuptonMotors.com. Go see Daniel Gupton and his crew. Just tell them what you're looking for. They'll point you in the right direction. Take your test drive. Go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. 24 West or Clarksville, exit 35. Beautiful drive, straight shot into the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Just about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Again, check them out online. All of the inventory is there. All the deals they have going on in April, right there. Address, phone number, easily found at GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
What's happening, good people? Kellum Stem Cell Institute.com. Head over there and get that inflammation about your body. You probably like aches and pains. Yeah, I'll just go take a Aleve or Advil or something to get inflammation out of your body, but you're going to be doing it over and over and over and over and over again. That stuff, man, eats at you internally, and you already have the cure inside of you. All you got to do is harvest it. That's right. Your body, your cells, your solution. Harvest your body's stem cells and store them for future and continued use. Now, these cells are your body's healing cells, harvested and redeployed based on your needs. Stem cells attack inflammation in the body, and we know that all autoimmune disorders are derived from inflammation, whether it's congestive heart failure, lung issues, arthritis, autism. Either one, it doesn't matter. 615-850-4415. That's the number you need to hit up. 615-850-4415. Talk to Dr. Kellum directly. Sit down with him. Only can do that at KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport with you. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Terry says, Reese and Laura, no, they did not call on Monday. We're concerned, man. We got to put out the APB. Nephew Sally says, Mayor, I'm in Bowling Green, high water on some roads. That's it. Candy B, Reese and Laura have family visiting. They were in the chat a few days ago.
Oh, okay. There you go. They're on vacation.
Wouldn't you love to know what the Reese and Laura vacation would entail?
Wouldn't you love to know what their family's like?
Yeah, and what they're all doing.
I mean, like, is there are their family like them? Do they love cats? Do they?
Reese and Laura, kind of the show within the show, honestly. They call Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
They tend to listen for a long time. They get mad if I go to them too quickly because they want to listen on hold. They sit in their car in the driveway without it running and drink beer and walk around with one of their 24 cats, I think they have. And Risa sent us...
They're all rescue cats.
Yeah, Risa sent us a picture of him walking with like a Miller High Life and a cat on his shoulder and a cat on his other arm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it looks fake. It's not. It's real life.
We did a show up there in
Reese
Bowling
and
Green.
Laura are real life.
Yeah, we did a show in Bowling Green a couple of years ago, and they came to the remote. So we met them. You were not there that day.
I was not there.
So you have not met them, right?
Nope.
Like you said you don't want to because you don't want to ruin the image you have in your head of them.
No, that's what happened with
Jake and Brentwood.
Jake and Brentwood. I'm like, I didn't want to. I couldn't look at him. Like you don't match your face.
Well, you didn't either that day. It was a Halloween show.
Yeah, that's true.
And we were at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. I remember that. Aaron, next up, 615-737-1045. Aaron, what's up?
Oh, let's talk about that. I was worried about the cats too, Reese and Laura.
Yeah.
But I just want to call and tell Baz, War damn Eagle.
Let's
all
go.
Weekend, bro.
I love it. War Eagle.
That's it. Y'all have a good weekend, all right?
That's all you wanted, Aaron.
War Eagle, Aaron.
Oh, man.
That's
all
I'm
he wanted.
talking about.
That's all he wanted.
I love it.
It's funny when I get done with random shows and like look at my internet addresses that have been minimized. So like I've got Chicago Cubs schedule, women's college basketball scores. I don't know what that's from. Maybe that's from Belmont. NFL draft prospects from CBS Sports. I've had that one for a while. Tennessee Titans depth chart. You want to go back through that?
No.
The YouTube feed.
Mayor. No.
I've got the YouTube feed up.
Okay.
And NBA standings.
It's been a heck of a day.
It's been a wild day. Wow. Nephew Sally says, y'all was at D-Bat in Bowling Green, Mayor. I pulled up too. Yep, that is true. That was fun. We got to do the batting cages there for a little bit. And
I definitely went there for that one.
You were not. 3HL powered by Ferguson Home. Discover the Mount Juliet showroom, 401 South Mount Juliet Road, Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Florida and Auburn. Florida favored by 2.5. 5:09 p.m. CBS tomorrow. Janai Broom says he's good to go. His right arm was wrapped at shoot around today. Quote, I'll be ready to go for Saturday. That's what he told Tracy Wolfson. He has a hyperextended right elbow. So I think you and Gator Mike were both right. I think he is genuinely still hurting, and he will go.
Both can be true.
Yes. And it's his right elbow, so he shoots left-handed. But he's such a factor. Like, there's no way he's missing a Final Four game. No. Are you kidding me?
No, Andy's what, 23 years old?
He's one of the young ones. He's 22.
Oh, that's right.
Baker Mazzara is 25. And he's supposedly coming back next year. He's going to be 26, playing college basketball for Auburn.
I love it. Listen, if I could have stayed in college for 6 years, I would have. I'm all about it.
Let's see. I've got random things pulled up in my phone. That's how I save things sometimes. Yeah, to do on the show, I meant. Miles Kelly, 22. Denver Jones, 24. Chad Baker Mazzara, 25. Dylan Cardwell, 23. Janai Broom, 22. there are 2 NBA teams. Auburn is older than 2 NBA teams, is the way to say that. Cam Ward on third down. This from Mina Kimes. Cam Ward on third down last year, 95 QBR, which was first in college football. 8.51 yards per throw, per attempt, first in college football. Random stats for you.
I like it.
There's the Bengals relocation thing. Cooper Flagg named AP Player of the Year. 18.9 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game. Auburn's Bruce Pearl and Rick Pitino of St. John's named AP College Basketball Coaches of the Year. First tie ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bruce Pearl and Rick Pitino. Chase Dolander has been called up by the Colorado Rockies, VFL. He is the 7th Tennessee player from the Tony Vitello era to reach the big leagues. He's the 3rd to do it with the Rockies. He's going to start this weekend. I can't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday. So those are the random bits of news and notes that I had in my phone screenshot to bring up today, which I did in the final moments of today's broadcast. Houston and Duke tomorrow. Duke by 5.5, 7:49 p.m. on CBS. I wish they had those games flipped, but they don't. Again, congrats to Chattanooga basketball for winning the NIT last night, 85-84 in overtime versus UC Irvine. They finished 29-9. Congrats to Chattanooga basketball. Colorado Pro Day was today. Superstar wide receiver cornerback Travis Hunter said that he would not participate, but he ended up running some routes for Shedeur Sanders. Brian Callahan did not go, and a lot of y'all were creative in your reasoning. Like, we wanted fake answers as to what Brian Callahan was doing today, instead of going to Colorado for the pro day. From Albert Breer. Remember, Jim Wyatt told us that Chad Brinker wasn't going. But in attendance for the Titans.
But that changed.
It did.
Yeah.
In attendance for the Titans from Albert Breer today, President of Football Ops, Chad Brinker, GM Mike Borgonzi, VP Reggie McKenzie, Offensive Coordinator Nick Holtz, Defensive Coordinator Denard Wilson, College Scouting Director John, I think it's Salge, S-A-L-G-E.
Okay.
So that happened today. What else? Tennessee will hold their final scrimmage Monday in advance of the orange and white game. VolQuest pointing out that freshman wide receiver Travis Smith has been impressive, and quarterback Jake Merklinger has made a jump. Second transfer portal is open April 16th through the 25th. So we'll see what happens there in the world of college football. You cannot go SEC to SEC, however, in that window. And Tennessee lands one of the highest rated guards in the portal. Maryland transfer point guard Jacoby Gillespie has committed to Tennessee. Started all 36 games at Maryland. Played at Belmont before that. Averaged 15 points, 5 assists, while averaging almost 32 minutes per game. Shot 45.3% from the floor and 40.7 from 3. Tennessee baseball coming up.
Oh, too bad Zeph's not here to talk Tennessee baseball.
Tennessee and Texas A&M rematch of the College World Series going on in Knoxville. Vanderbilt is at Florida. Final Four tomorrow. We've got a busy weekend. Congrats to Zeph, who will be married tomorrow. Hope he gets great weather news.
Not going to rain on him.
Yep.
13% chance at 4 o'clock.
That's way better than it was.
Way better than it was. But if there's a monsoon before and it's all muddy and stuff.
No, hey. Why you got to bring up negative stuff?
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
So anyway, we appreciate y'all for sure, and we'll be back on Monday. It'll be me and Mark Mariani breaking down the college championship game for college basketball. We appreciate you guys including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
Unless.
Well, we go 3HL bingo card. Don Davenport said today, quote, "Sometimes I'm dumb." Later.